Almost. Good day, everybody. It's Bob Angel and Jim Ascoli indeed, live from Toppa Field in Newport to bring you Salve Regina University Commonwealth Coast Conference football action as the Seahawks of Salve Regina are hosting the Bison of Nichols College out of Dudley, Massachusetts. We have ourselves an overcast day, but according to all the forecasts I've seen and heard, the rain that was here earlier in the day is done. We will work our way into a clear, cool, comfortable, great afternoon for Saturday afternoon football. And we're glad you could join us as we bring you this conference game between two teams that are pretty darn close here. Salve comes in at 3-1 in the conference, 5-3 overall. Nichols comes in at 2-2 in the conference, 4-4 overall. Maybe a little bit more at stake here for Salve because if they can win out, in other words, if they can win this game and next Saturday's game at Endicott, they would have a chance at a postseason bid to what is called the New England College Bowl. But first things first, Nichols this afternoon. So we'll talk about these two teams, how they match up, and let you get set with us for a 12 noon kickoff here on Senior Day and Military Appreciation Day at Salve Regina's home game. Salve, led by their head coach, Kevin Gilmartin, in his sixth season now, is trying to get his team back to the playoffs. In his first 4 years, he earned a postseason berth. He'd gone 2-2 in the postseason. Last year, they were 6-3 overall, 3-2 in the conference. And we just said goodbye in a special ceremony to all of the seniors on this year's team. There were 12 seniors that were honored along with their parents and relatives. Good group, too. Good group, long corridor created by the Salve team, and it was quite a nicely done ceremony to pay tribute to the Salve seniors. We will recognize them at halftime for you. But in this game, well, you've got Salve coming in with a 3-game win streak. Last 3 wins have been over Becker, 31-8, over Curry, 30-21, and over the University of New England, 33-10.
And I hear that was in a wonderful conditions, well, weather-wise.
I'm sure it was tropical up there.
Oh, my goodness, yeah.
In Biddeford.
That was, yep, not only that, but that was the day then it was the rain and the wind. And I was actually listening to somebody on my way in that said it was, one of the players was saying it was one of the toughest conditions he'd ever played in with the wind and all. How they put up 33 points, I'll never figure out.
Well, they did it on the ground.
Yeah,
great attack in there, and we'll talk about it when we get a chance. But Salve's averaging almost 25 points a game, giving up almost 25 points a game. Nichols is scoring about 25 points a game and giving up about 25 points a game.
Yeah, this is like playing in a mirror, these two teams, because the numbers, at least on paper, as they say, are awfully close.
Well, let's take a look at what happened last week in that game against the University of New England and how they got to 33-10, and talk a little bit more about some of these key players on Salve.
Last week they did win 33-10 over University of New England, and it was Joey Moriello who had 177 yards in 14 carries and a couple of touchdowns. Ronnie Martin had 148 yards in 19 carries, just about 8 yards a carry. He had 3 touchdowns, one of 4, one of 5, and one of 60 yards. Tyler McGovern, the quarterback, was 4 of 7 passing, as you couldn't throw very well in that win, but 4 of 7, 99 yards. Brendan Nunes had 3 of the catches for 94 yards. They put up 414 total yards of offense.
Well, there are some individuals who make Salve go, and of course one of them is injured, and we'll talk about that and others right now.
Yeah, Jake Kelleher is not going to go today, so it's going to leave the starting role and probably the game, if that's the way it goes, to Tyler McGovern. He's a 6'5", 240-pound sophomore. Great size for a quarterback. He's 57 for 120 out of 123 for only 46%, but he's got 645 yards, 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. And when we go to the running backs, here's where the conversation really gets interesting, because when Salve puts it on the ground, they have had great success. Joey Moriello, a freshman, 5'8", 162, has 801 yards, excuse me, about 5.7 yards a carry and 7 touchdowns. He leads the conference in rushing yards and in yards per game, 100. Number 3 in yards per rush. Just named the CCC Offensive Player of the Week for the second time. He's joined back there by Ronnie Martin, the junior, 5'10", 180, 367 yards, about 5 a carry, 4 touchdowns. Missed a couple of games early in the season with a hamstring injury.
The receiving core includes Brendan Nunes, the leading receiver, junior 6-footer, has 39 receptions for 569 yards, 6 touchdowns. He's number 2 in the conference in receptions, also number 2 in receiving yards, and receiving yards per game, he's number 3 in touchdown catches. He's backed up by guys like sophomore Danny Hoffman and Joey Moriello, who's the number 3 receiver out of the backfield. The kicking goes to Andrew Verre, who has 4 of 8 in field goal attempts, as long as 28, and in the extra point department, he's 21 of 26. There are a number of leaders on the defensive side as well. The defense with 20 sacks and 12 interceptions.
Yeah, they like turning the ball over for sure. Tyler D'Erico, the senior, 6'2", 220, as a linebacker, captain, 60 tackles, number 2 on the team, and 2 sacks. Matt Messner, the sophomore, 6'1", 215, 63 tackles and a sack. Charlie Connell, a junior, strong safety, has 48 tackles and a pick. Drew Balistreri, the junior, 6 feet, 215, 43 tackles and 3 picks. And Matt Sylvia out of East Greenwich has 7 interceptions and is first in the CCC. John Salute, the 6', 225-pound senior at defensive end with 46 tackles. And Brandon O'Neill, also a senior captain, has 6 sacks, which is number 2 in the conference. You'll notice we mentioned seniors. There's a good bunch, but boy, there's an awful lot of youth on this team, which kind of bodes well for the next couple of years as well.
Yeah, Brandon on the defensive end, and his partner on the defensive end is John Salute. John leads the conference in sacks with 7.5. So there's some individuals who help lead the way here for this Salve team. But the question is, how will they do against the Nichols team, which I found a bit hard to read when I was looking through some of the stats. So let's learn more about the Bison, who are led by head coach Dale Olmstead in his 5th year. His career record at Nichols is 14 wins, 34 losses. Last year they were winless in the conference, 2-8 overall. And they have, a pretty good rushing game and not bad on the passing department. And they've got some leaders that to help get it done. And Jim will tell you about some of those key people.
Okay, at the quarterback spot, they go with Michael Pina, a junior, 5'11", 190, 95 out of 175, 54%, 1,200 yards passing. That's about 150 a game, 12 touchdown passes and 5 interceptions. So there's a guy you're going to have to be very aware of. He's had a really nice season as a junior. Their leading rusher is Jacob Dufresne. He's a 5'10", 205-pound senior. He's got 660 yards. and that's 8 yards a carry. He's got 6 touchdowns. He's number 3 in the conference in total yards rushing and rushing yards per game at 82, and he's number 2 in the conference in yards per carry, again, about 8. The number 2 rusher is Joshua Pierre-Charles, the sophomore, 5'9", 190, with 346 yards, about 6 yards a carry, and 2 touchdowns. When they throw, they'll throw to Hunter Ferreira. He's a freshman, 6'2". He's got 20 catches for 370 yards and 5 touchdowns. They'll also go to Jake Wood. He's a junior at 6 feet 200 with 21 catches and 3 touchdowns. Eric Mooney, the senior, has 16 catches, 3 touchdowns. Defensively, they'll go with McCoy Scott at linebacker, a senior. He's got 81 tackles, 4 sacks, 1 interception. He ranks number 2 in the conference in tackles and number 5 in solo tackles and number 5 in sacks. Chris Lawrence, another linebacker, junior, 5'10", 225 with 74 tackles, 2 sacks, ranks number 4 in tackles in the conference. And Jared Abruzzese, the junior safety, has 3 picks. And again, they're a pretty balanced team, a lot like Salve. They probably give up a few more points a game than they'd like, but they've been solid all year long.
Last Saturday, pardon me, the Nichols squad lost to Western New England, one of the top teams in the conference. The final was 49-14. At the half, it was 14-all. But in the second half, Western New England would outscore the Bison 35-0.
That's Western New England.
In the rushing department, Western New England totaled 548 yards in that win. Alec Coleman ran for 284 and 4 touchdowns.
Well,
for the Bison, Jacob Dufresne ran for 125 yards and 1 score. The quarterback, Michael Pina, was 11 of 26 for only 83 yards in the air, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Jake Wood was the leading receiver with 7 catches, but for only 44 yards, but he did have a touchdown reception. So that is the essence of the Nichols College Bison. Again, they are 2-2 in the conference, 4-4 overall. Salve Regina is 3-1 in the conference and 5-3 overall. I will say that a very interesting matchup today has the 2 teams who are tied for first playing each other. Western New England, 4-0, playing Endicott, 4-0. And I believe that is at Endicott, but I need to check on that if I can. But anyway, we'll find out who the first place team will be when those 2 match it up at 12 noon today. And then Salve will go from here to Endicott next Saturday. That could be a battle for the second place spot. It won't be enough to get Salve into first place, but if they can finish second, they might earn a berth to a postseason bid. But first, you got to deal with Nichols, then you have to worry about next Saturday.
Yeah, next Saturday is Endicott, I believe, so obviously that's not going to be an easy one by any stretch, and it will be on the road.
All right, coin flip at the middle of the field was won by the Nichols College Bison, so they have the option here. And we wait for the decision to be made, so our referee will be walking over to let us know that Nichols won the coin toss and has deferred, which means that Salve will receive the opening kickoff. In this series, the Bison are trailing as Salve leads the series 16-9 and has won the last 8 in a row. Last season, it was 45-10 Salve up in Dudley. In that game, the Seahawks forced 6 turnovers to earn that victory. And Danny McDermott, the quarterback, threw for 3 touchdowns, while James Dawson ran for 151 yards and scored 3 times, and Brendan Nunes caught a couple of touchdown passes. All right, we are going to take a timeout, and when we come back, we'll be ready for the kickoff, so stay with us on WADK and WADK.com, as our Military Appreciation Day is now on display with the color guard coming out with the colors to open up the ceremonies here. So, again, we'll take this time out, and when we come back, we'll bring you Salve Regina and Nichols live from Toppa Field in Newport on WADK.
More than 200 and has an extensive food menu. Their family-friendly atmosphere
Gray pants with the white numerals and lettering. Nichols here with their white road jerseys and their what look to be black pants and black helmets with dark green numerals. And the Bison are on the opposite side of the field. The wind factor could be a factor. It's a pretty good-sized breeze that right now is a crosswind blowing from the near side to the far side. The temperature is comfortable. We're in the low 60s. So as far as viewing goes and playing goes, that's just darn fine. Thank you very much. Nichols taking the field to make the opening kickoff, which will go from our left to right as we look down from the press box here at Toppa Field on Senior Day for Salve Regina, their last regular season home game. And going back deep for Salve will be, looks like Ron Cruz along with John Good and Dylan Mirabile. The trio back deep for Salve. Taking care of the kickoff chores usually is Dan Espinosa. And it is indeed Dan Espinosa, the freshman from Florida, to take care of the honors of getting this game underway, but not before the wind blows the football off the tee. Every now and then, the crosswind turns into a left to right wind going downfield or in the face of Salve here in the opening quarter, and then it switches back to the crosswind. So looks like it's blowing around 15, 20 miles an hour down there with a little bit higher gusts now and then. And here's your opening kickoff, and right as he's about to kick it off, the wind blows the ball off the tee again. So let's try this again. Scully, go down there and hold that football, will you please?
I would if I could, but I think this time someone is going to have to hold the football.
And there will be one of the Bison to do that honor for the kicker,
who's a left-footed kicker,
Dan Espinosa. And the three Seahawks wait, standing around their own 10-yard line. And here is the kick. And it's a high end-over-end kick toward Mirabile. Takes it at the 10. Up the far side to the 20. To the 25. Got a hole at the 35, 40. At the 45. Slowed down and finally knocked off his feet over midfield. Dylan Mirabile taking the opening kickoff right down the far sideline, the right sideline, and easily crossed midfield before losing his balance and setting up Salve first and 10 in Nichols territory.
Yeah, but see the way they put the football down, I'm not exactly sure. Oh, way back there?
Apparently he stepped out just before midfield.
All right, well then it was a 36-yard return.
To the 46 of Salve. Seahawks go first and 10 from there on the opening possession with Tyler McGovern at quarterback. Joey Moriella in the backfield with him, tries the left side of the line, finds a little bit of a seam, and picks up about 2 or 3 yards, following the block of big number 74, Pete Noonan.
And look for Salve to keep the ball on the ground as much as they can. As long as they have success, I think they'll do that because they've had a really, really good season running the football.
Trips come split out to the left side. Single wide to the right is Nunes. All alone in the shotgun formation is Tyler McGovern. Second down and 7. Straight drop, looking, time, throwing to the far sideline, coming back, making the catch, and taken out of bounds immediately. The catch is Joey Moriello.
Yeah, indeed.
And Tyler McGovern had all the time in the world to take a look around to see who he wanted to go to, and he chose one of his second or third options, Joey Moriello, down to the 31 of Nichols. That's about a 20-yard pickup right there.
Right there, yep.
1st and 10. Now in the backfield is Ronnie Martin. Moriello gets a rest. McGovern with the snap. Out of the pocket, rolls to his right, throws on the run, it's complete. And this is going to pick up big yardage on the far sideline. That's Danny Hoffman getting himself inside the 10. Again, McGovern getting time, this time creating a bit more time, rolling out to his right, but right there was Danny Hoffman on that far right side. 1st and goal at the 5.
26 yards on that pickup.
Martin stays in the backfield, trips to the left. Here is McGovern throwing into the end zone, and it is a leaping catch, and it is a touchdown. Brendan Nunes in the right corner of the end zone. The little lob pass, the defender never turned around, and Brendan Nunes has a touchdown reception, and Salve goes right down the field, 54 yards, and scores.
Like I said, they're going to run the ball all day. 3 consecutive passes, 1 of 20, 1 of 26, and 1 of 5 yards for the touchdown.
Andrew Verre, one of the seniors on it before the game, gets ready to add the extra point if he can. Snap is high, ball is down, the kick is on the way, and the kick is good. So as quickly as that, just a minute and 17 seconds into the game, we have Salve leading 7-0 over Nichols. Good start for the Seahawks. We'll be right back after this.
Midtown Oyster Bar is a proud participant in Newport Restaurant Week. Newport Waterfront Dining, you can't go wrong at Midtown Oyster Bar, 345 Thames.
You could have made that catch. And welcome back. As Salve starts off senior day with a good start and a touchdown.
Yeah, it was a 4-play, 54-yard drive. Brendan Nunes with the touchdown catch.
The kickoff comes down to the 13-yard line and returned right up the middle and out to about the 30-yard line, and maybe a yard or two more as that return. And we'll pick up the return man for you. Taking care of that job was Shane Creighton on the return. So Nichols' first possession finds them at their own 31.5-yard line. Already trailing 7-0.
And it was real easy. 4 plays, 54 yards. Brendan Nunes, 5-yard touchdown pass from McGovern. That was after a 36-yard kickoff return. Got him going. 7-0 Salve.
Michael Pina goes to work in the shotgun formation. Behind him is Jacob Dufresne, an excellent runner. Now he comes off and works on the shoulder. But the handoff is the man in motion coming wide. And that's going to be a short gain. That's Hunter Ferreira setting up as a wide out to the left and comes around to the right and picks up a yard or two going wide on that right side. So for the Bison, it'll be a gain of 3, almost, maybe 8. 2nd and 8 at their own 34. They're going left to right. Nichols is working from the shotgun. Dufresne behind the shotgun quarterback now steps off to the left side, and it will be Pino looking to pass. Looking, got time, he's going to run. He's over the line of scrimmage, and he's going to be met right away by John Salute. Just around the 40-yard line, shy of a first down by a couple of yards. Good coverage that time in the secondary by the Salve defense to force Pino in a scramble. Or Pina, excuse me, Michael Pina. So here's a 3rd down and 3 for the Bison at their own 39-yard line. Pina stays in the shotgun, puts trips out to the right side. And play fake, and it will be Pina himself, I believe. Nope, it's not Pina. And this is number 7. And number 7 is Mike Spaulding.
I have Xavier Hackett.
I'm sorry, Xavier Hackett. There's 2 number 7s. Xavier is the offensive number 7. And looks like he got enough for a first down. They are moving the chains.
Yeah, that was close.
So I don't see Jacob Dufresne, who is their leading rusher, number 2. Instead, I see somebody who wasn't even listed as even a backup, Xavier Hackett. So it's 1st and 10. And penalty flag thrown just before the snap. That indicates maybe a false start, and it is.
Yeah, there we go. Might have been Hackett that moved.
So Xavier Hackett is a sophomore. He's out of Stoughton, Mass. Goes 6'1", 180.
He's their 4th leading ground gainer.
So we may have an injury issue for Dufresne or some other issue that's keeping him out of this game. That is a big, big development.
Yeah, looking also for Joshua Pierre-Charles, who is another guy that's usually back there.
All right, slots left and right. Slot back in motion, comes to the right side. Pina wants to pass and does to the man in motion out here. And he gets up to the 40-yard line. Nice run. Knocked off his feet, gets up to the 45. That's Jake Wood. Set up that little man in motion from left to right. And a nice gain of a few yards. Right to the 45. They mark his forward progress.
At about 8 yards, so it's going to be 2nd down and 7.
Nichols at their own 45-yard line. They're moving left to right. They find themselves trailing already, 7-0. Hackett stays in the backfield, working out of the shotgun, but this is a tight formation. Man in motion goes to the left side this time, and that's the same guy, Jake Wood, and he's met in the backfield and brought down by Tristan Perez, the cornerback, coming up to make the stop.
Yeah, loss of a couple of yards as, boy, they were ready for that play.
3rd down and about 8. With a loss on the play, back to the 43-yard line. Trips come out to the right side here for the Bison. Salve got about 6 guys up on the line of scrimmage. And a penalty flag, another false start on the Bison.
There's something about what Hackett is doing. That's twice he sort of stepped forward and immediately gotten a flag called. Unless it's somebody else, that's what it seems to be.
I know he sets up in the deep back formation behind the quarterback. Then he takes a couple of steps and goes alongside the quarterback.
Yeah, like I said, it might be coincidence, but it seemed like he was doing that the last time they called the false start.
Trips to the right again. 3rd down and 13 now. Snap to Pina. Looking back to pass. Throws on the far side. It's out there but overthrown. Good defense out there. About time by Salve's John Good on the intended receiver. And that brings up 4th down and long, and the Bison will have to punt. So Salve's defense holds.
After the offense does their job quite efficiently, the defense gives up 1 first down, but then they're going to give the ball back to the offense. It's going to be 4th down and a long 13 or 14. They'll punt.
All right, into punt formation. That's usually Dan Espinosa, the punter. Back is John Good for Salve. High snap, but he'll get the punt away. Good job. And it's going to knock down around the 30 and take a nice roll for Nichols. Goes out of bounds inside the 20-yard line. Nothing John Good could do with that one.
Yeah, that's an excellent punt. Now, I'll tell you, look for Salve to get to that punter today because they came awfully close that time.
So Salve's second possession will start
at the 19, I believe.
At the 19, you're right. You're always right, Escola.
No, are
I'm
you
so
kidding?
Proud of you.
Yeah, it happens once in a while.
1st and 10, Salve right to left they go with Tyler McGovern handling the quarterback chores. Sophomore, 6'5", 240-pounder from Attleboro, Mass. Spread formation, slot to the left side, handoff straight ahead. And very short gain that time. Not sure if that was Joey or Ronnie. That's Ronnie.
Yeah.
Ronnie Martin, the ball carrier.
Ronnie took a shot just then as he picked up about 3 yards.
Got to just about the 22-yard line for a gain of 3, 2nd and 7. Look to the sideline for the play. No huddle. Trips come out to the left side, single wide to the right. And McGovern all by himself in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, straight drop, looks to the far side, and it is almost caught. Diving attempt by Ronnie Martin off of his fingertips in front of the Bison bench. And that will bring up 3rd down and 7.
Tell you, Tyler has not shied away from throwing into coverage, too. He's 3 for 4 passing for 51 yards. But a couple of them, there have been defenders in the area, but he's threaded the needle pretty nicely. Almost did it again that time.
All right, Ronnie Martin comes to the sideline. Joey Moriello is in, and he'll set up as the single setback out back there with quarterback Tyler McGovern. 3rd down. 7 to go. Snap. Looking. Slant pattern. Caught by Ron Cruz. Hit hard. Holds on. First down. 32-yard line.
Well, that's a really nice throw, and he kind of just deflected that hit a little bit, or else that one might have hurt.
First and 10, Salve at their own 32 after that pass from McGovern to Ron Cruz.
4 completions to 4 different receivers.
This time the handoff to Moriello. Wants to go wide to the left side, but he's going to be slowed down and stopped at the 30-yard line. Great pursuit and penetration that time by the Nichols defense, led by the charge of Dylan Keogh, the freshman quarterback.
Yeah, probably lost a yard or maybe got back to the line of scrimmage at best. Lost 2.
To the 30. It'll be second down and 12. Anytime you drop Joey Moriello for a loss, you've accomplished something.
Indeed you have.
All right, the setup now is trips out to the right side. Single wide out to the left. In the shotgun, McGovern wants to pass again. Throws it out there, a floater all by himself is Ryan Lawton. First down, 50-yard line. Wow. Jared Abruzzi on the stop. But Ryan was out there all by himself on the right sideline with an easy catch.
Well, again, 5 completions to 5 different receivers.
At the 50, it's first and 10 for Salve. First quarter action, 7:55 to go. Salve's up 7-0. Trips to the left. This time handoff Ronnie Martin looking for a hole on that right side off tackle. Finds a small one and gets almost 5 yards on second effort. In there to help make the stop is linebacker McCoy Scott. We're going to say his name a lot. He's a real defensive leader, a senior linebacker out of the Bronx.
Well, obviously, Salve has seen something on film that says we can throw against this team, because right now they're throwing the ball very, very well.
All right, slot formation right side. Moriello in the backfield gets the handoff, wants to cut inside the block. Nicely done. Joey Moriello on the run, 30 at the 20. Joey Moriello at the 10. Joey Moriello stopped just inside the 5-yard line. One defender left to catch him, and he did indeed catch him before he could get across the goal line. It's going to be first and 10 for Salve as Moriello takes it all the way down to the 3-yard line.
Yeah, 43 yards on the pickup. Don't forget, he's averaging 100 yards a game.
Ronnie Martin in. Moriello rests from the 3. It's Ronnie Martin on the right side, trots into the end zone. Great blocking on the right from Kyle Wisniewski and Chris O'Donnell. And another Salve touchdown, the 3-yard run by Ronnie Martin. Adds on to the Salve lead with 6:58 to go in this opening quarter.
They are making it look a little bit easy right now.
Andrew Beer on for the extra point. The holder is Max Yates, who today is the backup quarterback. Beer gets set. Snap, high but put down. Kick is on the way and is good. So, halfway through the opening quarter, Salve's got 2 touchdowns, and they have a 14-0 advantage. We'll take this 30-second timeout right here. All right, getting ready to kick it off for the Seahawks will be Angelo DeSanto. Here's his approach. High end-over-end kick coming down to the 19-yard line. And the return is on. And it'll get out over the 35, down to close about the 38-yard line.
Jake Wood, I think.
On the return, is that number 1 Wood or number 4?
I think it was Jake.
Okay, yep, Jake Wood.
To the 40-something.
Looks like it's going to be just right around that 40-yard line mark. Of course, they're going to make me into a prefabricator and put it down at the 39.
Okay.
So first and 10 for the Bison. Let's see if they can come back after 2 Salve scores. Pina goes into the shotgun formation. and gives it up to Hackett. Hackett is caught in the backfield and brought down.
Wow.
Penetrating right away is number 5, Nick Palucci, out of Hopkinton, Mass.
That was not even fair.
6'3" junior, 260 pounds. Nick Palucci in the backfield with the stop and a loss back to the 36.
Oof.
Second down and 13.
And again, the cliche, if he was there, he almost took the handoff, was just about right.
Salve showing a 5-man front here. And it will be a play fake, Pina to pass, and this one will be a diving catch near the midfield stripe. Nicely done by Eric Mooney. And that's enough for a first down. Good play fake, kept the attack slowed down a bit for Salve. And it's 1st and 10 at midfield as the Bison go left to right with just over 6 minutes to go in the opening quarter. They, like Salve, do not huddle. They look to the sideline, get the play, and step up to the line of scrimmage. And this time a play fake, Pina to throw, and it is batted down. John Salute just stood there and swatted it away like a little fly came by. And John Salute from Mahwah, New Jersey, one of the captains. Make sure that one went nowhere.
I'll tell you, there's a play on senior day. He just stepped across the line, and when the quarterback went to throw it, he batted it right back at him.
Okay, again, Xavier Hackett is being used as the primary back. We are not seeing their number 1 runner, Dufresne.
Or even their number 2.
Back to pass Pina. There's a charge being put on, and a couple of Salve guys run into each other, and a wide open receiver can't make the catch because the pass is overthrown. And out there was Shane Creighton all by himself at the Salve 30-yard line, but because of the pressure being applied by Salve, the pass was off the mark, and we have a member of the Bison's front line down right now and holding his knee, his right knee, it looks like.
And he's not. Wow.
And that is going to be the center, Malachi Holen.
I think that's his left knee, but it doesn't matter. It hurts either way.
He's a 5'9" sophomore who goes 275 pounds out of New Canaan, Connecticut. And he is going to be helped to his feet. Let's see if he can put any weight on that left leg.
Looks okay.
Yeah, it looks like he can.
Looks like he gets some sort of a twist or something, but he's kind of trotting off the field. Wouldn't be surprised if he doesn't come back. Oh, the skies are brightening.
Yes, they are.
Hello.
14-0 Salve in the first quarter with 5:47 to go. It'll be 3rd down and 10 for the Nichols Bison. And they stay in that shotgun formation. They tighten it up a bit now as they bring Hunter Ferreira in tight on the right side. Hackett the lone setback. Pina wants to pass. Pressure, gets it thrown over here, and it will be overthrown, intended for Hunter Ferreira here on the near sideline on the right side.
Boy, I'll tell you, they have a lot of respect for Salve's pass rush, too, because so many of their passing plays look like running plays. They're keeping tight ends in, and they're kind of, trying to give him some time to throw and not using a whole lot of wideouts. But so far it hasn't worked out so well as he is only 2 for 6 passing for 22 yards.
Dan Espinosa to kick. Gets this one away. A low line drive kind of kick. Bounces in front of Good. He'll pick it up on the run at the 12. Get to the 15. And knocked off his feet. He falls to the 18. Good coverage that time by Eric Mooney to bring him down. So Salve gets it back. They've had the ball twice. They've scored twice. And here is their 3rd possession of the afternoon.
Yeah, right about the same place as their last possession.
It'll be at the 18-yard line to get this drive started.
Yeah, it was at the 19 last time when they went 8 plays, 81 yards.
Up on that front line, number 71, Mike Saunders is the center for Salve. Blake Guerreri and Kyle Wisniewski, usually the guards. Pete Noonan and Chris O'Donnell, usually the tackles. Here's the first play from scrimmage, and it's going to be Moriello. And he gets up to about the 20 and then is pushed back. Short gain for Joey Moriello, the freshman out of Colts Neck, New Jersey, who goes 5'8", 160.
And I'll tell you, he showed you on that 43-yard gain in the last drive just what happens when he gets out into the open field. He's so quick.
So it'll be a 2nd down now for Salve, the ball at their 21-yard line. 2nd down, a little less than 8.
Pretty good spot that time. I didn't think he got that far.
Moriello stays in the backfield as the single setback. Back to pass McGovern, looking over the middle, throws over the middle, and it is dropped by Ryan Lawton.
Right on the money, too, and into the wind as it just shifted right before that play into the face of the quarterback.
Good coverage, tight coverage by junior captain Michael Spaulding. Right on Ryan Lawton with that one, but it brings up a 3rd down and about 7. As the Seahawks go right to left here. Again, that wind right now is blowing into the face of Salve, whereas earlier it was a crosswind.
Boy, Tyler's been right on the money so far today. He's throwing the ball very well.
Yeah, the only reason he has incompletions are a couple of drops. Back to pass. McGovern, straight drop. Throws a short one, and it is caught, but nowhere to go for Brendan Nunes. Excellent job of defense that time by the Bison's linebacker, McCoy Scott, preventing Moriella from breaking away after that little screen pass. So Salve, for the first time, goes 3 and out.
Yeah, actually lost the yard on the pass play. You know, on that play, he had Mike Nestor breaking over the middle, kind of wide open, but obviously that play was designed to go to Brendan.
All right, back deep for Nichols will be usually Shane Creighton, sometimes Princewell Owejo. It looks like it might be Princewell. Here is the punt by Verre, and it's a good, hard punt. It will be taken at the 47, bobbled for a moment, but hanging on to it is Shane Creighton.
My goodness.
They almost got interesting. But it's excellent field position here for the Bison. They start at their own 47-yard line after that punt by Verre.
They've had great field position on all 3 possessions. They've started at their own 32, their own 39, and their own 47 now. So let's see if they can get this ball down the field. I mean, they're a touchdown away from, just making this game very, very close.
All right, now for the first time, I think we see a different running back.
We do.
Number 27. And he gets the handoff. Tries that left side and gets stood up straight after about a yard or 2 gain. So that's going to be Dan Parker, I believe.
Yeah, it's what it says in this.
Yep, freshman running back. Not a big running back, about 5'7". So apparently no sign of Jacob Dufresne or Joshua Pierre-Charles, the top 2 runners. Here's a 2nd down and about 8. Snap to Pina in the shotgun, being rushed by Salute. Got a hand on him, but he broke away, and then John gets him again and brings him down at the Salve 49. Relentless pressure applied by John Salute.
So pick up a yard on that play.
Sets up a 3rd down and about 6+, just over the 50-yard line. And Malachi Holland is back at center for Nichols. And into the shotgun again goes Michael Pina. Drops back, rolls out to the right side, looking to throw, and does, and it is caught for a short gain to his big tight end. That's Vincent Iakita, well shy of a 1st down, covered quickly by Salve. And that's going to set up a 4th down here for the Bison, who look to be sending in their punting team.
Yeah, close. He's a couple of yards shy, but they're not going to chance it. He picked up about 4 yards on the pass play. 2
tackles in a row for Tristan Perez coming up from the secondary. So back to punt again is Dan Espinosa. Back goes John Good inside his 15-yard line. The line of scrimmage right near the Salve 45. Good snap, good punt, high, very high. Fair catch called for. It's not good. It's Dylan Mirabile.
Oof. That might have been one he might have let go, and it could have gone into the end zone, but as it is.
No, it's not Mirabile either. I'm sorry. Wrong guy. That's Ty O'Loughlin, our Middletown friend. Ty making the catch on the kick, not taking any chances, and he ends up on the 5-yard line.
So, tough field position for Salve as they started at their own 5-yard line.
1st and 10 for Salve, leading 14-0, 2:21 to go in the opening quarter. Salve 3-1 in the conference, Nichols 2-2. Tyler McGovern brings him back out, and he'll send Pat Travers as a wideout to the left side, and Ron Cruz split to the right. From the shotgun, Travers comes in motion to the left side. And the handoff will go to Ronnie Martin, looking for a hole on that left side, but he's wrapped up and brought down for maybe a yard gain. Excellent coverage that time by Pat Porter, the 6'3" junior defensive end, 240-pounder from Natick, Mass.
Well, I'll tell you right now, the Nichols defense has sort of tightened up a little bit on the last couple of possessions as they're not getting those big plays like they were earlier. 2nd down and 8 right now.
Ball at the Salve 7. Trying to pick up a first down here to avoid punting from this deep in their own territory, which they had to do last time.
And it would be into the wind, although they might get to turn it around before the end of the drive.
Slot formation over on the right side. Snap to McGovern. Hand off to Ronnie Martin. Caught before he can get to the line of scrimmage. Great job by McCoy Scott. I'm telling you, he's a really good linebacker. The senior from the Bronx making a big hit right there. A loss of a yard to the 6. 3rd down and 11.
And there was some space in front of Ronnie that time.
3rd and 9, sorry. Challenge here for Salve to come up with a first down play. Line of scrimmage is their own 6-yard line.
And if they do have to punt, they are not going to have the wind at their back. They're not going to turn this around unless they get a first down.
They put trips out to the right side, double wides to the left. All by himself in the shotgun. McGovern in the end zone, looking, throwing out here, and is caught by Ron Cruz, tackled right away by Dylan Keogh for a very small gain. And Salve will indeed have to punt from probably their own end zone.
Well, there's 40 seconds left to go in the quarter, so they're probably not going to. No, there's 32. Well, honestly, it's going to be really, really close.
They can't use up all the play clock.
Boy, they just
There's
so
a second
close.
difference.
Yeah.
So they will have to punt.
And they will have to punt into the wind, more importantly.
And up there is Shane Creighton to receive the punt, and he's standing at the Salve 40-yard line.
Yeah, this is not going to be an easy one.
Andrew Veer's in the end zone. Need a good snap. He's got it. And he'll get it away and kicks it over the head of Creighton. And he chases it down at the 45 of Nichols. And he will be slowed down and brought down as he got to midfield. Terrific penetration and special teams coverage that time by Connor Welch of Salve.
And that's a nice punt, too, by Andrew Veer. He didn't decide to go high and end over end kind of thing. He just tried to boom it on a line, and he got it over the head of the receiver. We have reached the end of the quarter.
1 quarter done here at Toppa Field in Newport. Commonwealth Coast Conference action. Salve Regina leading Nichols 14-0. So we'll take a timeout, and we'll be right back with you on WADK and WADK.com. Held out of action in the first quarter for whatever that reason was, and he makes his presence known with a very hard, about 5-yard run to the 45. I'm sorry, it's not a 5. Yes, it is. A 5-yard run at the 45 of Salve. The right to left goes the Bison now. Pina back to pass. Quick look in pass. It is complete to Eric Mooney. Mooney down inside the 40 to about the 37. John Good makes the tackle right away, but that'll be good enough for a first down. So the man we heard about, Jacob Dufresne, is in the lineup for the first time. A senior, 5'10", 205-pound running back out of Boston, and a very good running back. Number 2 in the conference, 2 yards behind Moriello. 1st and 10. Pina wants to pass. Throws across the middle, and it is caught. Jake Wood with a leaping catch at the 20-yard line. And now the Bison all of a sudden are catching fire here and moving the ball downfield quickly. It's down to the 18-yard line for a 1st and 10.
Who caught the ball?
That was Wood.
Thank you. 19 yards on the pickup.
Dufresne in an I set. Now he moves over to a offset position as the single setback. Back to pass. Pina again. Looking now, rolling out to the right, being chased by Brandon O'Neill, who caught him. and got him for a sack behind the 20-yard line. Great pursuit by Brandon O'Neill, the captain out of Madison, Connecticut.
Well, that's a really nice play because Michael Pina kind of sidestepped him and was running toward the right side, but did not give up and made a nice open field tackle for a loss of about 4 yards.
Back to the 22. It's second down. Almost 5. Trips to the left. Hand off Dufresne, trying to find some muscle to push his way forward. He's got the muscle. He's got a little bit of forward motion, but a short gain for Dufresne.
Well, that just sort of, well, we don't know anything about this, but it almost looks like he might have been maybe late to practice one day this week or something because he sat out exactly a quarter.
All right, the ball's at the 21-yard line. Third down, almost 14 in Salve territory. Trips to the left again.
Oh, there's
movement in the front line by Nichols.
Yeah, that time it was a lineman, number 70.
Right side tackle Brandon Gribb, freshman out of Dudley, Mass. 6'4", 300 pounds. Moved a little too soon. That's the third false start of the afternoon already against the Bison. Back to the 26-yard line. Third down. They've got to get down to the 9 for a first down. Trips out to the left. Snap to Pina. Back to pass. Pressure applied. He throws down to the far sideline, and it is caught for a touchdown.
That is a nice catch.
Despite tight coverage, I think it's Eric Mooney, number 19, who makes the leaping catch. Or is it?
It's really hard to see from here.
Did they say Hunter Ferreira, number 13?
Boy, I cannot tell.
Who'd they credit that touchdown to? We'll check with Mr. Habershaw. It was Hunter Ferreira. Okay. So Hunter Ferreira gets the touchdown catch. And here's the extra point try. Snap, kick, and Mr. Espinosa is good. And the Bison are on the board early in the second quarter. They trail Salve 14-7. We'll take another 30-second timeout right here.
Your friends at the Brick Alley Pub.
Toppa Field in Newport. In another Commonwealth Coast Conference battle for first place, unbeaten Western New England leads unbeaten Endicott 17-0 after the first quarter. Here it's Salve 14 and Nichols 7 in the early stages of the second quarter.
And suddenly this is a football game as they are now, they moved that ball very well. They went 6 plays, 50 yards for the touchdown.
Espinosa with the kick. End over end kick. Drifting over Ron Cruz makes the catch at the 16-yard line on the far sideline. He'll be pushed out of bounds near the 30. And that's where Salve will begin their next possession. Nichols, after struggling early in the first quarter, not moving the ball very well at all of a sudden put it together for a scoring drive and trails by only 1 touchdown.
Yeah, and it looked there for a while like Salve was going to run away with it. That has not happened. So 14-7 is your score after a 6-play, 50-yard touchdown drive. Hunter Ferreira, a 26-yard pass from Pina to make it that first score. The extra point kick was good. We are at 14-7 Salve.
At their own 30, they begin this drive moving left to right now in the second quarter, which puts the wind at their back. Trips to the right side. Handoff goes to Joey Moriello, trying the left side. Puts his head down and takes some people for a little bit of a ride out to about the 35-yard line before he's finally pushed back. Helping lead that charge was the nose guard, Nick Lojko.
Yeah, pretty good run. Picked up about 6 yards to the 36. It's going to be 2nd and 4.
Joey goes 5'8", 160, but he is not easy to bring down.
I'll say.
And I am waiting for something good to happen to Salve's number 92, because there is no number 92 on the Salve roster. So I'm sure he'll make a great catch or something. All right, 2nd down and 4 for the Seahawks. Moriello stays in the backfield. And with the snap, it's McGovern. Play fake. Looking to pass. Long over the middle. It's up there for grabs. Brendan Nunes is trying to jump in front of the defender. Get his fingertips on it. And then it was almost picked off by Jared Abruzze.
Boy, I'll tell you, there were 3 guys that might have had that. That's a heck of a throw again. Again, into double coverage. He got that ball kind of where he wanted to, but there was really no chance for Brendan because there was just too much traffic.
Let's see. He was standing back around inside his own 30. That ball came down around the 20 of Nichols with the wind behind him.
Well, they need a first down here. They haven't had one in a while.
Back to pass McGovern. Looking over here on the near sideline. It is caught. Nice catch by Danny Hoffman. Picks up the first down and more. Grabbing onto his jersey and going for a ride there was Nichols' Stephen Sainville. But a nice catch and run by Danny Hoffman.
22 yards on the pickup.
To the 42 of the Bison. They're right in front of us now. Salve left to right. Double wides left and right. Ronnie Martin with the handoff. Tries to go up the gut. Picks up a couple of yards. Not much more.
But they have not been able to run the way they usually do.
Chris Lawrence this time, linebacker. Got him around the ankles.
Well, you know what's going on, but there's some cheering going on the Salve sideline. But anyway.
There's a pickup of 4 by Ronnie Martin to the 38 of the Bison. Signal comes in from the sideline. Moriello in the backfield with McGovern, the shotgun quarterback. Pat Travers splits out to the right, double wides left. And the snap and the handoff. Moriello around the corner right side, gets some blocking, 30-yard line, cuts back in, 25-yard line, spins to the 20-yard line. Joey Moriello finally brought down by Charles Wade, the defensive end.
I think they're going to give him the 19, which will be a 19-yard pickup. Half the distance, as it were.
Salve crowd on senior day like that run by Joey Moriello, especially his dad who's standing right in front of us. At the 19, it's 1st and 10. Salve trying to respond to the Bison touchdown. Salve up 14-7, 9:50 to go until halftime. McGovern, the big tall quarterback, takes the snap. Hands it off this time to Ronnie Martin. Wants to go wide right. This time, Bison have it covered. And nice job done that time by Sean McGuigan, the outside linebacker, to cut that play off. No gain, 2nd and 10.
Yeah, did not get anything there. So, again, they're doing a pretty good job on the running game is Nichols, but occasionally Joey breaks one.
Joey stays in the backfield. Now we've got trips out to the left side. Brendan Nunes is split to the right side. Snap to McGovern. Looking, throwing. Far side toward the end zone and a little bit too strong. Intended for Ryan Lawton, but might have got up into that wind and taken for a little bit more of a ride than necessary.
Yeah, Ryan kind of went in and then back out toward the corner, and he was kind of breaking into the open, but the ball was high and long and went out of bounds. Now it's 3rd and 10 from the 19-yard line, and I don't know what they would do if they don't get it here.
In the pregame warm-ups, I was watching Andrew Verre, and he was connecting from 40 yards away, and then again he was missing wide left or right from 40 yards away.
Yeah, this would be about 36-37 if they don't get any yards on this play.
3rd and 10, 19 of Nichols. Man in motion is to the right side. That's Cruz. Here's the pass over here in the corner to Ron Cruz, but he catches it. No, he doesn't. It's out of bounds. Incomplete.
Well, we're going to find out right now.
Andrew Verre's coming on the field. He's got the wind at his back. So let's see how he does.
From the right hash mark, I believe. So I don't know whether that's something he enjoys or doesn't, but it's going to be a 36-yard attempt.
Aided by the wind. Let's see if his accuracy is there for senior Andrew Verre out of Wethersfield, Connecticut. His holder is Max Yates. Trying to increase a 14-7 lead. The snap. The kick. It's long enough, and it is good enough. Wow. Andrew Verre with a few yards to spare, a 36-yard field goal.
Those are big points.
It is now 17-7 Salve after that Andrew Verre connection. He is now 5 of 9 in field goal kicking this season, and that is his season-long field goal, a 36-yarder. So far, so good for Salve against a very tough Nichols team, as we are in the second quarter with 8:55 remaining. Again, Salve needs a win here this afternoon and a win next Saturday at Endicott to give themselves a chance at a postseason bid.
Well, that was an 8-play, 51-yard drive. Kind of stalled at the 19, but Andrew Verre got some points out of it with a 36-yard field goal. Right now it is Salve 17, Nichols 7, and you can almost sort of feel this game starting to tighten up a little bit.
All right, DeSanto with the kickoff, and it's a high, hard end-over-end kick taken back inside the 5-yard line, up to the 10, to the 15, to the 20, and Jake Wood just charges his way up over the 30 to the 35-yard line before he's finally brought down by Salve's Jack Donahue.
Well, there we go. So now it's a 17-7 game. The last time Nichols had the ball, they went 6 plays, 50 yards, and as easy as you please, had themselves a touchdown. So we'll see what happens.
Not bad field position on that. Nice return by Jake Wood to the 35-yard line. In front of us are the Bison. Right to left they go with the white road jerseys and the black pants and helmets. In the shotgun, it's Pina. Dufresne alongside. Looking to pass far side, and it is a mix-up because the intended receiver, Hunter Ferreira, was looking to throw a block and never turned around.
Yeah, or was it Earl Jones or Hunter Ferreira? Somebody
Hunter,
was right out in front there, and he was blocking instead of turning for the football.
Second down and 10. We'll have a slot formation over here on the left side, and Ferreira remains wide on the right. From their 35-yard line on 2nd and 10. Michael Pina takes the snap. Play fake, throws over the middle, and it is caught. Right close to a first down, right in the hands of Shane Creighton. Brought down, I think, just shy of first down by a yard. It'll be 3rd and 1. Nichols at their own 44.
I think you might take a look at Mr. Dufresne if he's on the field.
And he is. Sets up as the offset to the right side. In the shotgun. Pina with a long snap count now looks to the sideline. And Dufresne goes back to an eye set behind the quarterback. Now shifts back to that right offset position. Gets the handoff. Tries to go wide. Turns the corner. Gets stuffed. Stopped. Ball's loose on the ground. Salve recovers.
Wow.
Right there on top of it for Salve is Tyler D'Erico. First of all, they stopped Dufresne. And then as he hit the ground, the ball came loose. And it took a couple of mini seconds there before Salve realized, that's a football on the ground over there.
Yeah, I think part of the thing was they thought they had stopped him, but the referees never blew the whistle. In fact, I even think Dufresne thought that. He kind of got up and went, I thought I was, stopped. But it turns out there was no whistle. Salve gets the ball at the Nichols 34.
1st and 10, quite the turnaround here. 8 minutes to go in the half. Shotgun for McGovern, gets the snap, hands it up to Ronnie Martin, wide around the right side, has some blocking, puts his head down, gets pushed out of bounds right around the 30-yard line. Again, excellent pursuit by McCoy Scott, that very talented linebacker and captain. Ronnie Martin and Joey Moriello, quite the tandem of running backs for Salve. Very rarely are they in the backfield at the same time. The gain is to the 30-yard line, a pickup of 4. 2nd down and 6 for Salve, going left to right. Ron Cruz splits out wide to the left side. Nunes splits out to the right. The snap. McGovern, handoff. Martin wants to go wide right again. Does get around the corner and just barrels his way forward down to about the 23-yard line, which would be enough for a first down, and it is a first down. Salve at the 23 of Nichols.
Yeah, I'll tell you, they're liking to go around that right side. They're one block away from breaking these things, too, but they're getting just enough. He needed 6, he got 7. Oh, it's going to be 1st and 10 right from that 23-yard line.
Again, Cruz wide left, Nunes split to the right. Now it's Moriello in the backfield. And he gets the handoff. Right side, avoids one hit, sneaks inside the 20, drives down to about the 15-yard line.
Picked up about 8 yards.
Put a great move to get by the initial rush, and then finally brought down by a host of the Bison.
He has that ability to plant that right foot until the defender kind of slips by him. Then he ducks back inside. Picked up 8 yards on that carry. And I think he's over 70 yards. In fact, he is 80 yards. 7 carries, 80 yards.
Joe Cox in on the tackle, the linebacker out of Mansfield, Mass., a freshman. Snap to McGovern. Hand up to Moriello. Right side again. Gets a block. Turns the corner. And still on his feet. And driving into the end zone.
I think
he did not go out, I don't think.
I think there's a flag, though.
There is a flag.
And it's going to be probably a holding call, which means this is going to go back.
Salve, who committed 9 penalties for over 90 yards last week.
I think this is their first one today.
Commits a holding penalty for their initial one of the afternoon.
Yeah, happened at the 9.
Wipes out that touchdown.
Happened at the 9. I think it's going to go back to the 19. Let me see. Looking for an explanation is Kevin Gilmartin. He's getting one.
He's getting one. He talked to the head linesman, Josh Freeburn, and when he was done talking to Josh, Freeburn laughed. That's Kevin Gilmartin.
It is Kevin, isn't it?
All right, so we are going to push this one back. The line of scrimmage will become the 19-yard line. That'll be a second down and about 6 for Salve after that hold. Front line, like we said, Mike Saunders, the center. You see Blake Guerreri, Kyle Wisniewski, the guards. Chris O'Donnell or Ellie and Telford on the right. Pete Noonan over on the left. And also helping out is our mystery number 92, tight end right side. Snap to McGovern. Looking on the left. Throwing out in the flat, and it's for Ryan Lawton, but overthrown. He had a step on his defender, but it will go incomplete and bring up third down and 6.
And we notice this a lot. But you think that having the wind at your back is an advantage as a quarterback. It really isn't. When it's windy enough, like that pass right there, he had a receiver wide open, and he kind of threw it out there, but it just caught up in that wind and sailed out of bounds.
So here's a key play for Salve, 3rd and 6 at the 19 of Nichols.
Well, this is right where they stalled last time and got the field goal.
6:04 remaining in the half. Trips wide left side. Nunes wide right side. Martin in the backfield. Hoffman in motion right. Back to pass McGovern. Throws it out to Hoffman. Caught. Spins away from the initial hit. Inside the 5. Still on his feet. And into the end zone. What a play by Danny Hoffman, who would not go down. The 5'6" sophomore out of Trumbull, Connecticut, was hit and slowed down inside the 5. Kept spinning and churning and broke free and gets into the end zone for the touchdown.
Well, a great throw got him to the 5, and then some great open field kind of maneuvering got Danny Hoffman into the end zone for the extra 5 yards, and now Salve is kind of pouring it back on again at 23-7 PAT upcoming.
Andrew Verre. The kick is on the way, and the kick is good. And Salve increases its lead to 24-7 with 5:54 remaining here in the second quarter. Let me just give you a reminder that you can always find great dining when you stop at Fieldstones on East Main Road in Portsmouth, serving lunch and dinner 7 days a week. Same applies when you stop by Atlantic Grill on Aquidneck Avenue, Middletown, who serves breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. Family operated, locally owned and operated, always there for you with great dining and great value. Fieldstones, East Main Road, Portsmouth, and Atlantic Grill, Aquidneck Avenue, Middletown. Well, the Seahawks have responded to that Bison touchdown with 10 unanswered points, as Angelo DeSanto gets ready to kick it off for the Seahawks. And among those back deep would be Zach Fashaw out of the Bronx. DeSanto's approach. High end over end kick, not too deep. Taken by Jake Wood at the 7, 10, 15, 20 up the middle. Slowed down and brought down. And once again, it's Connor Welch who gets there first. Great job by young Connor Welch of Salve, who comes by way of North Middletown, New Jersey, just a freshman.
Well, in the second quarter with 5:54, Salve gets on the board again. 5 plays, 34 yards. Danny Hoffman, a 19-yard catch from Tyler McGovern, and it all was set up by the Tyler D'Erico fumble recovery at the 34, and Salve now leads it 24-7.
They'll start at their own 22-yard line. Pina in the shotgun. Quick snap, pass over in the flat. It is caught, and this will get some yardage.
Good catch,
nice move
too.
by Hunter Ferreira, who was slowed down but not brought down. And we'll have a timeout called on the field, as Hunter has to go off the field to adjust his helmet, which came off on the play. The gain is to the 33. That's a 1st and 10. Dufresne remains in the backfield, I believe. Snap. Oh, this is Hackett back. And he'll be slowed down and brought down. He falls forward for about a 3-yard gain, but John Good came up from the secondary to put the stop on number 7, Xavier Hackett. So maybe after that fumble, the presence of Jacob Dufresne might not be noticeable for a while. Trips to the right side for the Bison. Gain of 3 on that last play. 2nd and 7. Right to left goes Nichols. Snap to Pina. Back to pass. Looking, throwing, and underthrowing his intended receiver. That was out there for Shane Creighton. Sets up a 3rd down and 7. One thing I've noticed about Michael Pina, who is a junior out of Brockton, many of his passes are off the mark. He's overthrown a few. That time he underthrew that one.
Yeah, and he's over 50% on the year, so.
And he's got open receivers.
Yeah, he has.
Here's a 3rd and 7 for Nichols with 4:55 to go in the half. They trail 24-7. Hackett, single setback. Back to pass. Pina is hit as he throws.
Oh,
and
my.
that time it is Brandon O'Neill who came charging in on Michael Pina. That throw didn't have any chance to get where it was intended. It brings up 4th down.
And he never saw that hit coming.
Brandon O'Neill, one of the captains, 6'1", 230-pound senior from Madison, Connecticut. He and John Salute are 2 of the best defensive ends in this conference.
And yeah, both seniors, so, man.
Espinosa to kick. John Good waiting for Salve on his own 30. Snap is there. The kick is just away. And Good calls a fair catch and makes that catch at the 28-29-yard line. They mark it at the 29. So Salve goes back to work with 4:42 remaining in this first half. They have a lead of 24-7. The second half kickoff belongs on the receiving end to Nichols.
Well, you would like to see, or what Salve would like to see, I should say, is a nice 4-minute and 40-second drive resulted in 7 points. If you could put your order in, that's what you'd do. About 4.5 minutes left to go, 4:42 in the half.
Joey Moriello's at the back alongside shotgun quarterback Tyler McGovern out of Attleboro, Mass. Just a sophomore. Gets the snap, looks over the middle, throws, and there is Ryan Lawton, but he reaches up off of his fingertips, cannot make the catch, and he's got to be shaken up because he was defenseless after that hit by Jacob Abruzzi.
Yeah, he kind of, the throw was a little behind him and a little high. He went up and back to try to catch it, and just as it hit his hand, a defender hit his back. So he got kind of a little jarred on that one, and he's going to go to the sideline. He's going to be fine, I think, but ouch.
Yeah, he was outstretched, fully outstretched, reaching up for that football, and that's when he took the hit in the back. Incompleted pass, 2nd and 10, Salve at their own 29-yard line. Pat Travers splits out to the right side, double wides to the left. Moriello still in the backfield, gets the handoff, sees a hole up the middle, but it's closed up quickly, and a short gain for Joey that time because, as usual, McCoy Scott came in from his inside linebacking position.
He's had a game so far. Pickup of about 4 yards to the 23, 3rd down and 6.
We'll make it the 33.
I'm sorry.
And 6.
There we go.
And the clock continues to run with just over 4 minutes to go before halftime. Salve looking at that 3rd down and 6 to go. They are moving left to right as we check down from the press box at Toppa Field, right next door to the International Tennis Hall of Fame in Newport.
4 minutes to go in the half. They'd love a first down here. And something is up.
And we're going to have a timeout called by Nichols on the far sideline. Again, another big game going on today is a battle of the two undefeated teams in the conference, Western New England and Endicott. And after the first quarter, Western New England had a 17-0 advantage. Endicott is the final opponent of the regular season for Salve. It's very possible they could both go into that game at 4-1 and be in a battle for second place, which might offer somebody a bid for the postseason.
And whichever team would win that game would obviously be in the driver's seat for that postseason berth, perhaps.
Right.
Good.
Roger said right now in this game, looks okay for Salve. They're up 24-7, but a long way to go.
3:53 left to go in the half, and they were up 14-0 and rolling, and then Nichols got that touchdown to make it 14-7, and all of a sudden things were starting to look a little shaky, but Salve has come back with 10 unanswered points and now leads 24-7 as we get closer to halftime. So, again, like you said, early, but looking good.
From their own 33-yard line, Salve is looking at a 3rd and 6. Spread formation. McGovern with the snap. Looking, throwing over to here, and it is overthrown, intended for Mike Nestor on the near sideline in first down territory, but off the mark. And it'll bring up a 4th down, and Salve will have to punt it away.
And Brendan Nunes was held on that play.
Aha.
He was coming across, trying to cut across the middle, and somebody grabbed him by the jersey, which slowed him down.
So back to punt, Andrew Verre. Back to receive, Shane Creighton, standing on his own 25.
That wasn't the drive Salve was looking for.
Hard drive kick here by Verre. Bounces over Creighton. He picks it up at the 8-yard line. Now looking for someplace to run, and he's tripped up before he can get to the 15.
Yeah, there was the illegal block. I didn't think it was going to get called, but finally the flag came out. This is going to go backwards half the distance.
Right now the ball is sitting at the 14-yard line.
Soon it'll be at the 7.
By the way, our referee today is Mark Mesnick. The umpire is Norberto De Hoyos. The head linesman is Josh Freeburn. The line judge, Mark Menendez. Side judge, Darrell Rawlinson. Field judge, Dan Carey. And the back judge, John Zayanskoski. And we're about to have that penalty marched off against the Bison. Up here, operating the clock officially, is Richard Anderson. Taking care of the play clock is Tom McCarthy.
That was an illegal block. I think they're going to start marching it off at about the 16, so it's going to go back to about the 8-yard line.
So the Bison get the possession with 3:36 to go in the half. They trail 24-7, and they are indeed just inside their own 8.
That was a nice punt, too.
Good hard punt by Mr. Verre. Hackett back in the backfield along with Pina, the quarterback, takes the snap, hands it off. No, he keeps it himself. Got some running room, left side, and picks up a nice gain. Upended finally by Tristan Perez, but running with it is Michael Pina.
First time we've seen that play called. Picked up about 8 yards to the 16, 2nd and 2.
Clock running with just over 3 minutes to go in the half.
Plenty of time.
They're working into the wind, the Bison are, from the shotgun formation. Pina wants to pass, and what a great timed hit by John Good on the intended receiver. And that was Tony Martignoli.
I actually thought John was going to kind of step in front of that.
Yeah, me too. I had the same thought, but he got there just in time to knock it loose.
Well, now it's going to be 3rd and 2.
Ball at the 16 of Nichols. They go right to left.
And Hackett's still in the backfield, I think.
Yeah, that's definitely Mr. Hackett. Xavier. Slot formation over on the right side. And Pina rolls to the right, looking to pass. Still looking, being chased, throws on the run, but it's well off the mark. Intended for Eric Mooney on the far sideline.
Well, that couldn't have gone any better for Salve. 3 plays that barely used a minute, and they're going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in really good field position, one would think.
Yeah, coming into punt will be Dan Espinosa. John Good will go back.
Well, they got 8 yards on the first down, and then they decided to kind of get greedy and go back to the air. So now Salve's going to get it back, probably somewhere around midfield.
Espinosa has the snap, gets the kick away, not too deep this time. Hits over the 40, rolls to the 50, rolls to the 45, and will get all the way down to the Salve 40-yard line.
Well, good punt. but still good field position as well.
So Salve has 2 minutes and 51 seconds before we get to halftime.
I think there have been a lot of possessions in this game as it's been going back and forth. Uh-oh, I hear Sweet Caroline.
Sometimes when you hear that, it's so good. It's so good. It's so good.
And I am so sick of it.
All right, from their own 40-yard line, Salve goes to work. 1st and 10. Left to right. Shotgun. McGovern hands it off. Ronnie Martin doesn't have much running room and gets tripped up very quickly for a short gain. And, I wonder who that was on the tackle. Oh, yeah. I know. That was McCoy Scott.
Would he come in with 80 tackles or something?
McCoy comes out of the Bronx. 5'10", senior, 190 pounds. He is a good linebacker. The gain was out to the 42. 2nd and 8. Clock down to 2:22. McGovern wants to pass. Throws it on the slant pattern. It is caught. Ron Cruz runs the pattern, makes the catch, gets the first down at the 40-yard line of Nichols, and they'll mark it officially. Say his knee was down at the 42 of Nichols.
16 yards on the pickup.
McGovern to Cruz, working nicely this afternoon. Trips to the left side. McGovern back to pass. Pump fakes. Now drops a short one to Ronnie Martin. Martin slowed down and brought down from behind by McCoy Scott. Did he get to the first down marker before he went out of bounds? I think he did. They mark it at the 33, which would be just about a yard shy of that first down.
Chains were getting ready to move.
2nd down and 1. That was the backup play on that one. Pass to Ronnie Martin. Now Moriello's in the backfield behind the shotgun quarterback. And it's a handoff on the draw to Moriello. Runs wide to the left side at the 25-20 at the 15. And McCoy Scott comes out of nowhere to make the stop on Moriello inside the Nichols 15-yard line. Clock says 1:20 to go in the half. Plenty of time for Salve. Threatening here at the 15 of Nichols. They've got timeouts to use if and when they need them. 3 of them altogether. Trips to the right side. Moriello stays in the backfield. 3-man rush. Snap. McGovern looking. Throwing over here toward Ryan Lawton, but Ryan got spun around, and that falls incomplete. That'll stop the clock with 1 minute and a second to go in the first half.
Tyler McGovern's been more accurate today, but really the knock on him has been, and again, he's very young. It's just a little bit off on his accuracy this year. I have a funny feeling that coming into next year, that's going to kind of clean itself up. He's had guys today that he's had open that just missing a little bit, and there was another one of those that might have gone for a score.
And also, they've got that pretty good-sized breeze at his back. 2nd down and 10. Draw play this time to Martin. Goes right up the middle, and Ronnie drives his way forward. About a 6 or 7 yard gain.
Well, that draw play has worked nicely twice in a row.
Salve calls timeout.
54 seconds left or so.
Stop made by Joe Cox, the freshman out of Mansfield.
8 yards on that pickup.
Takes it down to the 7-yard line as the Seahawks call a timeout with 54 seconds remaining, leading 24-7 on Senior Day at Salve and Military Appreciation Day here at Salve Regina's Toppa Field facility. What? Oh, they got the wrong hometown? Oh no, I have Colts Neck. I have that. Yes.
Well,
if I didn't say Joey Moriello enough, now I'm getting the hometown straightened out.
Okay. Well, let me see if I can fill you in a little bit, everyone. Bob is having some conversations with the Moriello family about where, in fact, they come from.
We try to accommodate in as many ways as we possibly can.
Yeah, well, Joey averages about 100 yards a game, and he's got about 100 here at halftime. So wherever he's from, he's doing a great job.
In the shotgun formation, here is a play fake. Rolling out is McGovern, throwing into the end zone, and it is knocked away. Beautiful defensive move by Princewell Awijo to knock it away from the intended receiver, Brendan Nunes.
Now what do? Do you get greedy? That's the question.
3rd down.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought it was 4th.
No, you're right. They
Okay,
slow on the change.
I'm sorry. So that's why I asked. Well, now what do you do?
I think Mr. Gilmartin gets greedy.
I think he does too, because it doesn't look like. Oh,
no, he changed his mind.
There we go.
I just saw him indicate it was this. Oh, go ahead.
Oh,
Andrew.
go ahead. Take the 3.
Ahead.
Yeah, I mean.
48 seconds remain.
They're at the left hash mark this time, so let's see what he can do here.
Going to put it down at the 14-yard line.
Yeah, it's going to be about a 24-yard field goal attempt.
He's already hit from 36, and whistles blow at the snap. And it comes from behind Nichols.
Ooh, that's interesting.
Is that a delay of game? It is a delay of game against Salve.
Okay.
So we'll go back 5 yards and turn it into a 29-yard field goal, maybe?
Yes, it would. Well, there it is. Kevin Gilmartin taking a little too long to make up his mind on whether to go for 3 or 7 and delay a game, I believe. Yep, 29-yarder is going to. The first one looked pretty darn good.
It did. On that far side, left side hash mark for Andrew Verre. Max Yates, the holder. Has the snap, puts it down, kicks on the way. Line drive is good. Inside that right upright. Second field goal of the afternoon for Andrew Verre, as he gets a 36-yarder and a 29-yarder to his credit. So now it is a 27-7 Salve lead with 33 seconds to go in the half. At halftime, we'll take a look at some of the developments in high school sports yesterday, getting into some soccer playoffs, getting into some football playoffs. As a matter of fact, Middletown has a playoff game, and let's see how they're doing. Our friend C.J. Russ is going to stay in touch with us, and let's see. Oh, no, that's not from C.J. That's from somebody else. So haven't heard from C.J. Russ, who is at that Middletown game, which started at 1 o'clock. Here's the kickoff. It's at about the 20-yard line for the return, and a nice open field tackle that time on the return by Salve.
I think that was Ryan
Farrell?
I think it was Ryan Farrell, yep.
Number 42.
Yep, that's him.
So, Nichols will get the ball after a relatively short return.
28.5 seconds left to go in this first half. Good first half for Salve.
The ball at the 23-yard line for Nichols, still going right to left with the sun coming out here. Think back a few hours to what kind of a Saturday morning it was.
Well, it's at the farmer's market in ankle deep in mud, I do recall.
1st and 10 from the 23. Handoff. Going ahead to, this is Hackett. Xavier Hackett going right up the middle to about the 26-yard line before he's pushed back. Matt Mesner leading the charge.
And that might just do it for the half. Nope, someone's going to call a timeout.
Somebody has called a timeout. And it is Nichols.
Yeah, okay.
Short gain, 16.8 seconds remain. The gain was out to the 27-yard line.
At about
Pick
4.
up a 4 for Xavier.
It's really interesting that we saw no Jacob Dufresne to start the game, and by far he's their leading rusher. He came in the second quarter, fumbled the ball, and hasn't been seen since. So right now, who knows what's happening, but there may have been a little doghouse been built in the Nichols campus, and Jacob has been occupying it a little bit.
Probably.
And again, I could be dead wrong on that, but it sure does appear that way.
Did not play at all in the first quarter. Came out in the second quarter, committed the fumble. And
on the very first play of the second quarter, so it looked like they said, you're sitting a quarter.
Snap. Pina, back to pass. Short drop. He'll run with it. And he'll pick up some yardage. Trying to head to the near sideline to stop the clock, and he does with 9 seconds to go. Michael Pina chased out of bounds by Matt Mesner.
Pretty smart move that time. Got himself out of bounds. If they could have tackled him inbounds, it would have been probably taken a couple of seconds to get a timeout.
At the 38-yard line after that first down gain by Michael Pina, the junior quarterback from Brockton. Trips to the right side. Hackett in the backfield. Back to passes Pina. Gets the time, throws it over the middle, and it is caught by Creighton. Creighton can't get away from the tackle of Tristan Perez, And calling a timeout with 2 seconds to go are the Bison.
Yeah, pretty smart-looking drive.
Nice pass and nice catch by Shane Creighton. He's a captain, a senior out of Leominster. Only goes 5'6", 160. Got some sure hands right there. So last chance for the Bison to try to put some points on the board, although they do receive the opening kickoff in the second half, but they are trailing 27-7 here at Toppa Field on the artificial turf.
That was 15 yards on that pickup. So it's at the Salve 47. 2.4 seconds left to go. This one is known as take the ball and heave it as far as you can.
All right, the Bison come out of their timeout with the ball at the 47 of Salve. Bison are going right to left, and this is their last play of the half. Let's see if Salve can apply some kind of pressure so that Michael Pina doesn't have too much time to look over the field on what will likely be a Hail Mary kind of a pass. Trips out to the left, single wide to the right. Pina is being rushed out of the pocket. Brandon O'Neill is chasing him. Pina's on the run. Pina's going to be caught and brought down for the last play of the half as he got to the 43 of Salve. And that ends the half. Michael Pina scrambling for his life. Excellent pressure applied by both Brandon O'Neill and John Salute. So we have reached halftime. And it is Salve Regina leading Nichols by a score of 27-7. You're listening to Salve Regina University football on WADK and WADK.com in Newport, RI. And don't forget. Yes, Bob?
Get in the front row with Salve Regina.
Malachi Holan is a sophomore center, 5'9", 275 pounds, out of New Canaan, Connecticut. The two guards are Sam Gallant, who's a 5'8", 290-pound junior out of Gardner, Mass. The right side guard is Ronnie Joseph, a sophomore, 5'10", 275, out of Sunrise, Florida. The tackles are freshman Brandon Gribb out of Dudley, Mass., 6'4", 300-pound freshman. And on the left side of tackle, Saman J. Wright, another freshman who goes 6'1", 245 pounds out of Brooklawn, New Jersey. The tight end that we see more often than not is Vincent Iakita, 6'1", 225, a graduate student out of Oceanside, New York. So that's, in large part, the front line that Nichols will put out there on offense.
I think part of the story of this game, though, is the number 1 and number 2 rushers for Nichols. Jacob Dufresne and Josh Pierre Charles. Neither one of them has seen very much action at all. Pierre Charles has not been on the field that I've noticed, and Jacob Dufresne has 3 carries for 6 yards. So don't know exactly what's up, whether they're a little dinged up or something else, but right now that is not hurt the Salve cause one iota.
Angelo DeSanto to kick off with somebody holding that ball in place. And here it is, underway, end over end, low kick. And it comes down to Jake Wood again at the 5. He's at the 10. He's going to the middle at the 15. He's at the 20 and jumps over the special team unit to the 25-yard line where he is brought down. And among the first to get to him for Salve would be both Dylan Mirabile along with Jason Dwight.
Yeah, Dylan, a special team kind of specialist. Not only is he a running back, but he's also out there on the kickoff teams as well.
So the Bison go to work, trailing 27-7 to start the second half. Michael Pina out there, the junior quarterback out of Brockton, Mass. And it looks like it's Mr. Dufresne back in the backfield. Jacob gets the hand. Nope, it's Pina keeping it. And Pina finds some room to run up the middle to about the 30-yard line. Nice fake handoff to Dufresne. And coming in to help make the stop was Tyler D'Erico. Pickup of 4 to the 29-yard line. 2nd and 6. Michael Pina has been the most successful running back from his quarterback position.
Yeah, it really has. And he doesn't even have 30 yards.
Jacob Dufresne, very dangerous running back, 5'10", 205 out of Boston. Play fake. Pina wants to run again, and he is wrapped up right away by John Salute after a gain of just a couple of yards.
I don't know whether he wanted to run that time, but things were collapsing so quickly that he just sort of dove forward for another yard to the 35. It's going to be 3rd down and 5. Big play for Nichols right here.
John Salute and Brandon O'Neill at the ends, and Rich Rabori and Nick Palucci in the middle are a very, very talented front four. All right, on 3rd down and 5 at their own 30 from the shotgun. Pina gets the snap. Looking over here on the near side, being rushed out of the pocket. He's on the run, he throws on the run, and Dufresne can't catch it.
I don't think he was going to get the first down either way.
He was covered very tightly that time by Salve, and very specifically Nick Palucci.
Well, there it is. There's that first possession that Salve wins that one on a 3-and-out.
John Good goes back for Salve to receive the punt. That'll come from Dan Espinosa.
Into the fierce wind right now.
Absolutely. We'll see how far this one gets. I would expect he tried to line drive it. All right. The snap. Espinosa has it. The rush is on. A near block. He gets it away. It's short. Hits it midfield. Bounces straight up in the air and rolls laterally and doesn't move much more than that. Salve's going to get the ball at midfield thanks to the wind.
Yeah, I'll tell you, punting into that wind, you have very little chance of it going too far. Right now, even on the ground, it's moving.
I'm going to give Derek Sarfo-Darko an assignment. See if you can find out who number 91 is. 91. It's not on the roster. Oh, it is Jack Donahue. 92. 92 is the guy I don't know. All right. 1st and 10. Salve at midfield. They go left to right with the wind at their backs. And the handoff is faked. Kept there by running back Tyler McGovern.
Is that McGovern?
No, it isn't. It's Max Yates. Max Yates is a quarterback.
Hello.
Faking me out.
Yeah, faking everybody out. Not only did he sneak in at the quarterback spot, but he also ran the football, picked up about 3 yards, it's going to be 2nd and 7.
Max Yates is a 6'1 junior, 145 pounds out of Pinehurst, North Carolina. Backup quarterback, Tyler McGovern on the sidelines. Yates wants to pass. Looking all the time in the world. Now throws one, drops short, and wide open over on the 30-yard line down to the 20-yard line. Waiting for it. Nobody anywhere near the receiver. And that was Tom Benowitz filling in at tight end for Ryan Lawton. So a couple of fill-ins here getting it done.
At about, where are they? 20, about a 30-yard pickup that time.
Down to the 17-yard line.
Okay.
Max Yates is at quarterback. Look along the sideline, see if you see Tyler. But with a 27-7 lead, Max Yates is getting his chance here. He's number 3 in the depth chart behind Kelleher and McGovern. Hands it off to Ronnie Martin, left side, has a hole to run through on that far side, picks up a first down, gets down to about the 5-yard line. That front line of Salve is getting it done. The gain is 2. What looks to be the 5. Now maybe the 6. And that's where it is. It'll be a second down or first and goal?
First and
goal. At the 6. Left to right go the Seahawks. Looking to score on their first possession of the half. Yates at quarterback. Gives it to Ronnie Martin. Martin's going to be slowed down and brought down for no gain. Great penetration that time by the Nichols defense. And very specifically, it's Joe Cox.
Okay, 2nd and goal. And he almost didn't even get back to the 6.
Yeah, closer to the 7 now on 2nd and goal.
Pretty much.
Over near that left side hash mark, gives you running room on the right side. And it's Ronnie Martin on that left side who dives toward the goal line, but comes up about a yard shy.
Yeah, just about. He might even gotten closer than a yard, as he almost hit the goal line on that dive, but just short. Put him at the 1.
So Salve with a 3rd and goal inside that 1-yard line.
I don't think they'll take a field goal this time.
Yates in the shotgun gives it to Ronnie Martin, who slipped as he tried to go off tackle and came up shy of the goal line to set up a 4th and goal.
Well, let's see if I'm right.
No, Joey Moriello's coming back in the game. Yeah. Ronnie Martin will head for the sideline, and Salve's going to go for it.
Did he get back to the 1? I'm not even sure. Is he at the 2? No, right at the 1.
So a big 4th down and goal here for Salve, leading 27-7 early in the second half.
This is a smart gamble here. If they don't make it, Nichols is really in trouble.
Moriello is the setback. And it's a low snap picked up by Max Yates trying to get to the goal line, and he can't.
No, that was a bad snap, and that was what caused it that time. So Max Yates.
Max had a good job to just scoop it up and make it a try on the right side, but nowhere close. So the Bison hold and will take over at their own 1-yard line, trailing 27-7, as we say, early in this third quarter. And this is where ball possession becomes the key. Again, that wind is a fierce wind, as Mr. Viscoli described it, blowing right into the face of Nichols here in this quarter. In the end zone to take the shotgun snap is Pina with Dufresne on his side. And Pina's going to roll out to this near side, pick up some key blocks, and get out to the 5-yard line.
That's a pretty good run there, just to get out of the shadow of the goal line.
John Salute and Matt Messner over there in that area to help slow him down.
Didn't even want to risk a handoff that time.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
Really? Well, there we go.
2nd down at the 5. Shotgun snap. This time it's going to be Dufresne, and he's going to get maybe a yard to the 6 before the pile up right there. Good stand over there by number 5, Nick Palucci.
Jacob Dufresne has had a really good season, but a pretty terrible day, and somebody is down for Nichols.
One of the Nichols guys got up for a moment, but then going back down on his knees. So we'll have a break in the action right here as we tend to what might be. Is that Dufresne?
It could be.
He was the ball carrier, and he got twisted around a bit.
That
it is
him.
Jacob Dufresne.
Yep.
It's been a tough afternoon for Jacob.
Sure has.
Didn't play in the first quarter, fumbled the ball away when he did get in there. Now here he is, a bit in pain.
Yeah, he's got 4 carries, 7 yards. So you can see he really has not gotten going at all. He's up and heading off on it, mostly under his own power, a little assistance, kind of favoring that left leg a bit. Looks like he just might have gotten a little twisted as he was being tackled, and he seems okay. It's easy for me to say.
Pardon me.
All right.
I do see Tyler McGovern on the sidelines, and he looks to be fine.
Yeah, well.
Here's the snap. Pina wants to pass, throws it up the near sideline, and overthrows his intended receiver and knocks over one of the Salve coaches. Eric Mooney was your intended receiver, but it's incomplete, overthrown, even though he threw it into the wind. And it means that Nichols will have to punt from deep in their own territory. Dan Espinosa is going to have to stand in his end zone.
For sure. And now Salve should get tremendous field position. Wind is still just whipping into the face of Nichols.
John Good is standing near the 35 of Nichols.
Yep.
Espinosa gets a high snap and will get it away. Low line drive. Good is chasing it and is going to get away from it as it rolls over the 40-yard line to about the 44 in Nichols territory. John wanted so bad to pick that ball up, but it was rolling and bouncing and not a good idea.
Yeah.
So he left it alone.
Yeah, that football is not round. It's got a kind of, as you know, an odd shape. And when it's bouncing around, it's tough to pick up under any circumstances, and he didn't want to make the mistake there.
So Tyler McGovern comes out now to run the offense as Max Yates took care of the opening possession and got him down to the 1, but couldn't quite get a score.
Yeah, maybe they just decided, hey, let's give Max a little bit of time.
So Tyler comes back, and we have a delay on the field here for the moment. Quick little conference here for referee Mark Mesnick and one of his crew, and that would be the side judge, Darrell Rawlinson.
I don't know what's going on, but...
And they're going to fix the clock.
There we go.
We are in the third quarter, about midway through. Salve's lead is as it was at halftime, 27-7.
I think they want it to be 8:55 instead of 8:34.
And now they've got 85 minutes on the scoreboard.
Yep. So it'll be a long third
It'll be a
quarter.
long afternoon.
Yeah. Okay. Well, anyway. Probably should have just left well enough alone.
All right, the ball is going to be at the 44 of Nichols. Salve is going left to right here in the third quarter.
Wind at their backs.
Salve.
Yeah, they want 8:55. It says 8:52. So almost there.
Again, for the fashion coordinates. Blue home jerseys for Salve, gray pants, blue helmets. White road jerseys for Nichols, black pants, black helmets. And in the shotgun, Tyler McGovern looking to pass on the slant pattern. It is caught. That is going to be Pat Travers. Travers gets a first down. Wrapped up and brought down by Jared Abruzzi. But on the slant pattern, Pat Travers is on the receiving end. Pat out of Plymouth, Mass. 6'4", sophomore, 205. To the 33-yard line. 1st and 10, Salve. Probably going to try to take advantage with the wind at their back in this quarter. Moriello's in the backfield with the shotgun quarterback. And Joey slips as he goes down, but does not touch a knee, so he stays on his feet, and he picks up a nice gain of almost 10 yards. That was a great piece of balance displayed there by Joey Moriello, who slipped on the turf, almost went down on a knee, but managed to avoid that, got right back up and picked up a nice gain of a first down.
How did he do that?
They mark his forward progress down to the 23-yard line. That's about 10 yards.
Pretty much.
1st and 10. Spread formation, slots left and right. Martin in the backfield now. And Ronnie gets the call, goes straight up the middle for running room at the 10, and drops down around the 6-yard line. McCoy Scott was there early, and finishing it off was number 35, Sean McGuigan.
6 yards down to the 7. 1st and goal. We've said that before.
As soon as I said they might go to the passing attack because of the wind, they've run the ball.
Yeah, well.
What do I know? Don't answer that question. All right, Martin stays in the backfield. Slots go left and right again. McGovern, big tall quarterback in the shotgun, takes the snap and will pass it over on the wing. This is Hoffman. Hoffman's got room. He's inside the pylon for a touchdown. Danny Hoffman for his second score of the afternoon. The sophomore out of Trumbull, Connecticut, was over in the flat left side, and that's all he needed was a little bit of running room, and he gets it to the pylon in the left corner for the score. So Salve takes advantage of that good field position and adds on to their lead, and on to add the extra point, if he can, is Andrew Verre, one of those seniors honored today. Max Yates is his holder. The long snapper, by the way, is Zan Carver. There's the snap. Here's the kick. That's looking pretty good. That is pretty good. So with 7:15 to go here in the third quarter, Salve has increased its lead to 34-7. And we'll be right back with you after this timeout.
Before that, really.
That wind, which is now so much more intense than it has been at any other time of the day, blowing that football right off the tee in a heartbeat.
Not a chance it's going to stand on its own. So
get a little spotlight on Ben Cortez from Smithfield, who's holding the ball. Kickoff will come down to Jake Wood again. He's at the 5, at the 10, at the 15, at the 20. No, it's not Jake Wood, it's the other guy. And he's making a nice return out of this one. The other guy would be Zach Forshaw.
Gets out to about the 46-yard line. 41-yard return. Nice job.
So, yeah, Nichols is getting some nice returns every so often. Superb field position quite a bit.
At their own 45 this time, not the 46. But let's talk about that Salve drive. 4 plays, 44 yards. They just went right down the field. Danny Hoffman with a 7-yard pass from Tyler McGovern for the touchdown. The extra point kick was good. 34-7, Salve over Nichols.
All right, from their own 45, Nichols goes back to work, now trailing 34-7. Michael Pina in that shotgun formation. And this time fakes the hand off, and the ball is deflected as he tried to work that little play action, and one of the Seahawks got a hand up in the way. So an incompleted pass as we see back in that backfield for the second time this afternoon, Dan Parker. So a second down and 10.
Yeah, Dan Parker, they're just running different backs out there. Nobody's really getting it done.
Dan comes out of Brentwood, New York, a freshman. Trips to the right side in this formation. Single wide left. Pina has it, hands it off to Parker, and Parker can't break free. Gets 2 or 3 yards up the middle and not much more. Right down there at the bottom of the pile, Brandon O'Neill to make the stop.
That's his second carry of the day is Dan Parker for 6 yards.
Seeing Dylan Nagy get in there, a sophomore out of Franklin Square, New York. He's playing up on that front line, giving some of those irregulars a rest.
On a 3rd and 7, this is a big play.
Nichols at their own 48-yard line. Right to left they go as we look down. Snap to Pina, wants to pass on the far side, throws it, and in and out of the hands of Shane Creighton.
Oof, he had him.
He was out there and open, being covered by Drew Balistreri, the linebacker, but off the mark.
Well, again, 3 3-and-out possessions in this half so far for Nichols.
So a punting situation again here.
And look at that win now. It's even more so than it was. I don't know how he's even going to get this over the line of scrimmage.
Serious win right here for Dan Espinosa to deal with, the freshman from Tamarack, Florida. Has the snap and a big rush put on, but he gets it away, and it's not going that far. It's going to hit and roll upfield a little bit, so Nichols will down it at the 38-yard line of Salve Regina.
Sheesh.
You know, all things considered, that's not that bad of a punt.
No, it really isn't. I mean, that's how bad this wind is right now. 30 miles an hour, I think for sure.
So at their own 38, Salve will take over again. And it'll be Max Yates who comes out to do the quarterback chores.
Just to keep me on my toes.
Yes. Right now he's alternating with Tyler McGovern in the second half. So Max Yates, the junior from Pinehurst, North Carolina, goes back to work in the shotgun. And he'll hand it off. And Ronnie Martin, no, Joey Moriello finds some running room on the near side. 50, 40-yard lines, gut blocking. And then he's caught and brought down. Jacob Abruzzi probably just saved a touchdown right there is Joey Moriello.
29 yards on the pickup.
Looked like he was going to be stopped after about 5 or 6 yards, but no.
No such thing. To the 33.
Those guys from Colts Neck, New Jersey, they know how to get away from pressure.
They sure do.
1st and 10 at the 33 of the Bison. Max Yates in the shotgun. This time hands it up to Martin, and Ronnie's not going anywhere.
Not that time.
Plugging up the hole was Charles Wade from his defensive end position. And also others getting in there as well, including Nick Lojko out of Berlin, Connecticut.
Yeah, they're going to call it no gain on that carry.
Third quarter action with 5:20 to go in this quarter. Right. Salve leading 34-7.
Right now, Joey Moriello, 12 carries, 147 yards. That's a little more than 12 yards a carry.
It's about what he ran last week.
Oy.
He just keeps piling up those numbers. Slots left and right, and the handoff comes wide right to Ronnie Martin. Got some blocking over here. He's down to the 20, jumps over a defender, lands at the 15-yard line.
Oh, my.
Ronnie Martin showing his athleticism.
That time the defender went down to make the tackle, and he just looked up and went, where did that guy go? And he went right over the top to the 15-yard line.
Over Joe Cox.
Oh.
Ronnie Martin shows what he can do.
18 yards on that pickup. What a 1-2 combination these guys are.
All right, Connor Welch gets time in the backfield right now as he's in there with Max Yates. Again, the slots left and right in this spread formation from the 15-yard line. It's going to be the quarterback, Max Yates, down to the 15, down to inside the 10, and a smack and a hard hit on that tackle by Nichols. Making that solid hit was Jeff Sainville.
Yeah, somebody said to Max, yeah, you can run, but this is what's going to happen at the end of it. So he took quite a pop at the 7-yard line. But he picked up 8 yards, so it's going to be 2nd and 2.
Max Yates not afraid to run, and Max goes all of 145 pounds, takes the snap, and hands it up to Connor Welch, and Connor drives forward for a first down and a little extra.
I think they're going to, well, the ball came loose, but I think they're going to say he was down at the 1, it looks like. Let's see where they put it.
Connor Welch, the ball carrier, got indeed to the 1-yard line. So Connor Welch getting some time here. He's a freshman out of North Middletown, New Jersey.
Let's see if they give him the touchdown or the attempt at said touchdown.
First and goal from the 1. Yates in the shotgun. Goes to Connor, driving forward. Did he get over the goal line? He was stood up and pushed back and apparently did not cross that goal line.
Looked like he might have been over, but not there. So he gets from the 1 to the 1/2. No gain. It's going to be 2nd and goal.
So some of the reserves getting a chance here, namely Max Yates at quarterback, Connor Welch at running back. 2nd and goal. Oh, snap on the ground, picked up by Yates. Finds a little bit of a hole and goes across the goal line. Nice improvising by Connor Welch. Snap was on the ground. He picked it up, looked straight ahead and saw, oh, look, I can do this.
Why not?
And a 1-yard keeper there for Max Yates.
And now the blowout is on in big time.
Late in the third quarter, Salve increasing its lead. Max now has to go right back to work as he holds for Andrew Verre on the extra point attempt. Andrew sets it up. Max Yates waits for the snap from Zan Carver. It's a high one, but he brings it down. The kick is up, and the kick is good. With 2:58 remaining in the third quarter, Salve has now built up a 41-7 advantage over Nichols. We will take a 30-second timeout right here.
When you think of
And welcome back to a very windy Toppa Field here in Newport. Salve to kick it off again. Angelo DeSanto to do the honors. And it's an end-over-end kick, not too deep. And coming up is Fashaw at the 10-yard line. Gets the 20 and gets down up to about the 21, 22-yard line before he's brought down. And another scoring drive for the Salve Seahawks.
Yeah, it was 7 plays, 62 yards. Max Yates finishes it by carrying it in from the 1. And now, as I said, the route is clearly on. Salve 41, Nichols 7.
Nichols at their own 27-yard line to start this drive.
Getting late in the third.
Michael Pina remains at quarterback. And now he's got Fashaw as a running back. But it comes to the man, Jake Wood, coming wide around from right to left, and he is just pushed out of bounds. Great pursuit by Tristan Perez.
And
Jake Wood doesn't get much on that one.
I think he may.
Did he get back to the line of scrimmage or no?
No, he did not. He's at the 24. He ended up losing 3 yards on the play.
Oh, they do put it back there, huh? Okay. So a loss of 3 on the play. Second down and 13.
He's had 2 carries for -5 yards.
He's one of the better wideouts that the Bison use. Play fake, back to pass. Pina throws over the middle and right off the fingertips and intercepted by who else? Who else but Matt Sylvia?
Oh, my.
This young man out of East Greenwich, the sophomore, always seems to be in the right place at the right time. That was off the fingertips of the intended receiver into the diving and waiting arms of Matt Sylvia for his 8th interception of the season, number 1 in the conference.
And again, that time it was just right place, right time. Went off the hands of the receiver, but Matt was right there, and before it hit the ground, he grabbed it. Another interception. Salve back in business at the 49 of Nichols.
Back to work goes Max Yates at quarterback. Play fake, pass, complete. Over on the far side, I think that's Ryan Lawton. Yep. Ryan setting up wide on that left side. Took that pass from Max Yates. And that gain is all the way down to the 42 of Nichols, setting up a 2nd and 3. Here comes our mystery 92 back on the field. I guarantee you, he's going to make a great play, and we're not even going to know who he is. All right, 2nd and 3 from the shotgun formation and the spread. Yates takes the high snap and hands it off, and it's Connor Welch again. And Connor's got a first down. Driving forward, not giving up, and showing great 2nd and 3rd effort to get inside the 35-yard line of Nichols.
Boy, everybody's getting in the act now. And what's happening now is Nichols is kind of, you hate to use this word, but they're kind of giving up a little bit. As that time, Connor Welch hit the line of scrimmage and just kept moving people.
And again, Connor's not a big guy. He's, I don't even have his size, but he looks like he's about 160 pounds. On 1st and 10, it's going to be Max Yates, the quarterback, just tripped up by McCoy Scott as it looked like he was going to break open and get some pretty good yardage there, but he fell forward for about 2 or 3 yards instead because of McCoy Scott, who was on the spot again.
Yeah.
At the 32, a pickup of just about a yard, really, from Max. He's working the quarterback slot. Connor Welch is staying there in the backfield. Danny Hoffman and Pat Travers are in the wide-out spots over here on the right side. And out wide on the left side is Mike Nestor. And on 2nd down and 9, Yates will give it to Welch. Bounces off a lack of a hole. Finds some running room. Heads downfield. Connor Welch manages to hang on to the football and get inside the 5-yard line.
To about the 3. 29 yards on the pickup.
He ran off right tackle and ran into a wall.
He did.
He bounced off of it, went right up the middle, and got down inside to the 3-yard line.
29 yards on the pickup, and that's the end of the third quarter.
That's the finish indeed to our third period, and now the Seahawks are knocking on the door again.
Ooh.
We'll be back to see how this one comes out after we take a break right here.
The Pop.
Yates at quarterback takes the snap, gives it off to Connor Welch, going wide left side and trots into the end zone. No problem. First play, fourth quarter. Connor Welch from 3 yards out. And the points just keep on coming for the Salve Seahawks.
I have a funny feeling when we're done, the numbers are going to be staggering. Right now, at the end of 3 quarters, Salve has 494 total yards. That's at the end of 3 quarters.
Andrew Verre on for the extra point attempt. Max Yates is the holder. He's punting or kicking into the wind for this extra point try. And it is on the way, and the wind got hold of it. It's no good. Kind of blew it off to the right. It did get over the crossbar, but it went off to the right. So no extra point there for Andrew Verre and Salve. So it remains 47-7. Salve just one play into the final period.
They've had 4 possessions this half. 3 of them have resulted in touchdowns, and the 4th one stalled at the 1-yard line.
The other scores in the Commonwealth Coast Conference. In the second half, Western New England leading Endicott 31-19. In the high school football Division II quarterfinals up in Woonsocket, Woonsocket leads Middletown 17-0. Coming up this afternoon at 2:30, Rogers plays their Division II quarterfinal at Burrillville.
Now, the Journal has that game at 6 o'clock for some strange reason.
Really?
I just looked that up, and it's at like North Smithfield or something.
Well, it would have to be because Burrillville doesn't have lights.
Okay.
So apparently they've made it even later. Okay. Here, it's lights out for Salve. Here's a little line drive kick and take it.
Oh, my goodness.
Very alertly by one of the up men. I mean, I'm talking about a serious up man.
Yeah. Terrence Harris.
Yes.
The ball hit him in the stomach, and he went, oh, there it is.
Okay, you're out.
And he immediately put the ball, put his knee on the ground as if to say, yeah, I don't know what to do with this thing.
I don't think that was intended.
No, I don't either.
But it gives the Bison 1st and 10 at their own 48-yard line.
Well, they knew they weren't going to be able to get the ball up in the air and have it go anywhere with this wind, so they tried the line drive kick, and it just whacked somebody in the stomach, and he caught it.
Out come the Bison. 1st and 10. They go left to right with the wind at their back for the rest of the game. Michael Pina at quarterback. Takes the snap, hands it off, and looking for some running room and not finding any is another new running back. This time it's Ian McSweeney.
Holy cow, I don't have enough room for Ian.
A sophomore who gets the call this time. And am I seeing a new quarterback? Might be seeing, Tyler Goodman. That's Tyler Goodman now at the quarterback position. He is the backup quarterback. Tyler Goodman comes out of Coral Springs, Florida. He's a freshman. 2nd out of 9. Wants to pass. Throws over here on the near sideline and gets it there to the young man who took that line drive kickoff. Making the catch is Terrence Harris. And that's going to be good enough for a first down. See if we see some new numbers out there for Salve. See Zan Carver is out there. Trying to pick up some other numbers for you. There's a lot of reserves are getting in there. The play went down to the Salve 39-yard line for a first down. I see Dylan Budnick out there in that defensive set for Salve out of Cranford, New Jersey, a freshman. In the spread formation, Goodman hands it off, and taking it and almost not being able to grab it is McSweeney. Ian McSweeney. He looked like the quarterback said, I think I'm going to give it to you. I may give it to you. Oh, go ahead, take it. And it worked out for a nice gain for Ian McSweeney. Down to the 28-yard line of Salve. So some of the starters are still in. I see Drew Balistrieri still out there at one of the linebacker spots. 1st and 10 for the Bison. Goodman in the shotgun, wants to throw to the far sideline and will overthrow his intended receiver. Out there looking for it was Kiondae Wilson, the intended receiver. Getting some time out in that secondary for Salve would be Angelo DeSanto, the backup kicker. And we'll see others out there. We see Ryan Farrell getting some time. Matt Colucci is in the secondary. 2nd and 10. Nichols at the 28 of Salve. Goodman takes the snap, hands it off. McSweeney trying to go around the right side. Is spun around and falls forward for a pretty good gain. Zan Carver there to help with the stop. Getting in there first to make the contact was Bobby DePorter, sophomore from Bernardsville, New Jersey.
A 5-yard pickup to the 23. It's going to be 3rd and 5.
Obviously 4 down territory here for Nichols, trailing 47-7.
Without a doubt.
12 and a half minutes to go in the game. Lots of new numbers out there on both sides of the football. Goodman, play fake, being chased out of the pocket. On the run, looking, throws, and is intercepted. He threw it right to Salve. This could go for a pick 6. And it will be slow down. Ryan Farrell can't break away. Ian McSweeney grabbed his jersey to slow him down. And that'll be a Salve ball over midfield. And Ryan Farrell, on the day that he was ceremoniously inducted into the Armed Forces at halftime, gets an interception. How remarkable is that? I don't know what Mr. Goodman had in mind there on that throw, the backup quarterback.
Boy, he threw it just right to him.
Tyler Goodman. So big spot there for Ryan Farrell, who's being honored by his teammates on the sideline. Salve 1st and 10 has another new quarterback to talk about.
Oh, stop it.
Nick Delato takes over. Gets the snap, hands it off. Connor Welch in the backfield eludes one tackle and gets up to the 45-yard line for a gain of a yard. And they're in Nichols territory. And we'll see some other guys. Max DeVito is going to be out there as a wide receiver for Salve. And we'll see if we can't pick up some guys on the front line like Chris O'Donnell. Sophomore from North Kingstown is up on the front line. In the shotgun is Nick Delato. And he'll give it to Connor. Almost had the ball stripped. Got away from that tackle. Stays on his feet. Gets to the 40-yard line before he is brought down. Making the stop that time was Corey Weiss. I'm sorry, that was Brett Williams out of Pembroke, Mass.
Well, it's going to be 3rd down and 4. 11:22 left to go in this game. And
Dylan Mirabile is now in the backfield for Salve.
Couldn't go much. The time can't go fast enough, really, for both teams, but especially for Nichols, as they've just been kind of torn apart here in the second half.
Looks like Hayden Hume will get some time right now at wide receiver, freshman from Milford, Connecticut. And in motion to the right side. Snap and handoff. And
Mirabile.
Ball's on the ground. And it's still on the ground. And I think Nichols will come up with it. No indication yet as to who's going to be in possession of this football. Nichols comes up holding it. And it will indeed be a Nichols ball as they recover it on their own 41-yard line. So play getting a little sloppy here with 10:49 to go and lots of reserves coming into play now on both sides. 47-7 is the Salve lead. So out come the Bison with most of their starting unit, although they are going with backup quarterback Tyler Goodman. And looks like Ian McSweeney still at the running back.
Does seem that way, yeah.
I'll double check that number as soon as I can see the second part of that. Snap and a handoff is kept. No handoff. It's Goodman running, and he is going to be upended right away by Salve's Ty O'Loughlin, the Middletown grad, coming up from his secondary position. Some local fans appreciating that. Gain of about 4 in the play, 2nd down and 6. And Goodman wants to pass. Looks over on the slat and gets it right there. Completed pass. Caught there by Ron Cruz.
Well, not actually Ron Cruz, but...
I'm sorry, wrong team.
Amari Smith, actually.
Amari Smith, who has the same number as Ron Cruz.
Yeah.
And a tackle by Ty O'Loughlin. It'll bring up 3rd down and about 1 here for Nichols at the 50-yard line. They're going left to right here in this 4th quarter with less than 10 minutes to go. At quarterback is Tyler Goodman, a freshman. In the shotgun, takes the snap, and I don't know if he handed it off or not. He's really taking his time as to whether or not he makes a handoff. I guess he did, and it will be a 1st down.
Just
and
barely.
The handoff goes to Santiago Izeza, not McSweeney. Number 40, Santiago Izaza out of New Britain, Connecticut. 1st and 10 for Nichols at the 48 of Salve. Santiago stays in there. Spread formation. And a play fake and a pass over here on the flat. It is caught. And that's going to be same guy as before. Number 22, Amari Smith. Ty O'Loughlin again in the vicinity to help make the stop. Also over there to help out, Salve's Zach Katarius.
Oh, Tyler O'Loughlin's getting a couple of tackles here and there.
Yeah, they're coming toward him. He's playing that left cornerback slot right now, and they keep coming at him. So with a 2-yard gain, ball's at the 46 of Salve. Snap, and the handoff to Santiago. He's looking for running room wide on that left side. He does turn the corner, but Zan Carver is there to push him out of bounds on the far sideline. And that'll come up just a little shy of a 1st down, it looks like. They'll mark his forward progress.
The 40, it looks like. It's going to be 32.
Right at the 40. 3rd and 2 for the Bison. Put a slot back on the right side. And Santiago Izaza gets the handoff again and cuts inside a nice block to get the 1st down inside the 35-yard line. And over there to help make the stop for Salve Regina is Matt Colucci out of Mahwah, New Jersey. 1st and 10, Nichols at the 34 of Salve Regina.
Clock moving now, 8:10 to play in the game.
Big lead for Salve here, 47-7. Lots of reserves in the lineups of both teams. Snap, and back to pass. Goodman throws long downfield, and it will be a pass interference call made as the pass was overthrown. Intended out there for Ed Evers, but Salve will be guilty of pass interference on that call.
Yeah, that was an easy one. The ball was well overthrown. It was not going to be caught, but the Salve defender kind of got tangled up in the legs of the receiver and kind of tackled him.
That was our friend Ty O'Loughlin.
Oh.
A little frustrated at himself for not being able to keep up with the receiver. So the pass interference call will be marked off from the line of scrimmage.
Probably get down to about the 19-yard line.
And that's where we're going. 1st and 10 for Nichols at the 19 of Salve. One of the few penalties of the day against Salve in this one.
Boy, that is very true.
After 9 penalties last week for almost 100 yards.
Well, that got cleaned up.
Trips to the left side in this formation. Tyler Goodman at quarterback in the shotgun formation. Drops back, takes a look, throws it on the far sideline, and unable to make the catch. That was nearly a touchdown, but off of his fingertips, Amari Smith can't hang on to it. The sophomore from Pompano Beach, Florida.
It is so much tougher to throw with the wind at your back than you would think. And that was another one of those. He was wide open, but that ball gets up there and just starts to sail.
Matt Mulroy is going to come in at the tight end position for Nichols. Kiondae Wilson is one of the wideouts. And Goodman goes back to the shotgun formation. Puts Edward Evers out to the right. Takes the snap. Rolls out to the left. Nothing there. Turns back and goes right. Has a little bit more room, not much. And he's dancing around and going nowhere. Great pursuit. And getting in there to make the stop for Salve is Jack Golfey.
And that is yet another quarterback.
Oh.
That was Chauncey Lowman.
Okay. Chauncey out of Taylor, Michigan, getting his chance to run the offense.
I just have no idea what's going on.
I can't wait for Jim's stats at the end of the game.
That's right.
It's going to be fascinating, if not creative.
And, in fact, probably incorrect.
A little over 7 minutes to go in this one. Ball's at the 20.
3rd and 11 now, so something's going to give here.
Back to pass. Chauncey's looking around, throwing over the middle, wide open, and that's a touchdown.
Goodness gracious. I don't even know.
Wide open is Kiondae Wilson.
I don't know any of these people.
Out of Cutler Bay, Florida, right in the middle of the end zone. And a very nicely thrown pass, too, by Chauncey Lowman.
Okay.
So the Bison get another touchdown here in the 4th quarter. And we'll be trying to add an extra point kick right here. And the man to do that will be the secondary kicker, Alex Santiago, gets a chance to try an extra point. And looking for one more guy to come out here in the formation. And that's going to force Nichols to take a timeout because there are only 10 guys out there for the extra point attempt. 6:59 to go in the game. Right now it's 47-13 pending the extra point. Again, Salve will finish off their regular season next week at Endicott, who at last report was losing to Western New England 31-19. So now that we've got 11 guys out on the field, Mr. Santiago will attempt his extra point kick. And we wait. And we wait. Finally a snap. And the kick. Looks pretty good from here. And it is good. So, with just under 7 minutes remaining, we have Salve 47, Nichols 14. We have a 30-second timeout for you right here. Score now from the Western New England and Endicott game is Endicott's closed to within 5 points. It's 31-26 Western New England in that second half. The high school playoff game, Middletown is having trouble up in Woonsocket. They're losing 24-0 early in the second half. Here comes the Bison kickoff from Mr. Santiago this time with his lime fluorescent green shoes. And it comes down in the middle to Mirabile. Dillon at the 20, at the 25, looking for something at the 30. Gets caught from behind, spun around, and thrown down over the 35-yard line.
Well, that was a 9-play, 59-yard drive for Nichols College. And it ended up with a 20-yard pass play from Chauncey Lowman to Kiondae Wilson. Two names we didn't think we'd be saying this afternoon, but as they go into the third level, they get their score. So it is now Salve 47, Nichols 14. Salve taking over at their own 38-yard line. And do I recognize anybody now?
Well, it looks like Brendan Nunes
at quarterback.
Is the quarterback.
Why not?
What the hey? And some movement in the front line before the snap ever happened. So we'll have to come back, unless there's a second number 3 on this team.
There better not be.
No, that's Nichols. I just see Brendan at number 3.
Yeah,
but
me too.
That's not Brendan, is it?
I don't know.
Sammy?
Sammy Ventola?
Sammy Ventola? Okay. Sammy Ventola is the quarterback.
Why not?
He's a freshman from Vernon, New Jersey. Penalty against Salve, 5 yards. First and 15 from their own 33. And I'm not sure who the running back is. We'll try to pick it up as best we can. It's Zan. No, it's not Zan. It's Dylan Mirabile. Mirabile gets away from the initial rush and picks up some yardage as he gets out close to the 35-yard line to get a couple of yards out of that one. Looks like he was going to get trapped in the backfield. So we're looking at some other folks like Kevin O'Lawson is out there on the front line for Salve, getting some time. Pick him up as best I can for you. Gain of a couple of yards. Second a little under 13 here. Got the 36 of Salve. Sammy Ventola taking his time at quarterback, letting the play clock wind down, waiting and waiting till it's down to 5 seconds. Now gets the snap and the handoff. Driving forward, short gain.
Dillon again.
Dylan Mirabile.
I don't think he got anything that time.
He's out of Fairfield, Connecticut, a sophomore. And it's out right back to the 36-yard line. No gain. Third down, a little about 12. And the idea is for Salve to use up as much as the time as possible. That's why they're waiting for that play clock to wind down before they have the snap. About 5.5 minutes to go in the game. Salve very comfortably on top, 47-14.
Sammy Ventola getting his chance.
Sammy goes 5'7", about 180 pounds. In the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, hands it off. Ooch. And a short gain of a couple of yards for the ball carrier.
Spencer Anapole.
Spencer Anapole from Glastonbury, Connecticut. And it'll be fourth down, and Salve will be punting. Andrew Verre will take care of that. And Jake Wood will go back, or is that number 4? That's number 1, Jake Wood. Into the wind will go this punt by Andrew Verre. Let's see how he does with a really strong wind coming right in his face.
I don't think anybody's going to do well in this one. He's going to have to line drive it and hope.
There is the snap and the kick. A low line drive, bouncing, rolling.
He is good at those line drives, though.
Picked up by Jake Wood at the last second.
Jake wasn't thinking just then.
Tackled immediately at the 26-yard line. Good low line drive kick that time by Andrew. And got the most out of it.
He really did.
So we go to the Nichols Bison offense. And 4:31 remaining in the game. That has been well in hand since halftime here. First and 10 Nichols. They go left to right here in this fourth quarter with the wind at their back. And at quarterback, is that Chauncey back there again?
I can't tell. I think so.
Snap, handoff. It's McSweeney this time, and Ian's going to power his way forward for a 2 or 3 yards. And Zan Carver went charging in to help make the stop from his linebacking position.
See where they put the ball at the 31, a pickup of 4.
All right, I'm looking for a quarterback, but I don't see. Oh, there he is.
Number 18, another quarterback.
That would be Owen Keeney.
Okay.
Sophomore from Milton, Mass. Gets his chance to call a few plays. In the shotgun, back to pass. Throwing over to the far sideline and coming back to make the catch very nicely is Damian Don'tfrade out of Meriden, Connecticut. That one was slightly underthrown despite the wind at his back, and Damian saw that, came back and made the catch. Nice job. Gain is to the 41 of Salve. And the Bison are threatening again with the reserves in. It's Keeney at quarterback. He'll hand it off. Trying to go wide around the right side and turning the corner, but only picking up a yard or two was the ball carrier, and that's Santiago Izaza. Good pursuit laterally that time by Salve. See who else is in there for Salve. Maybe I haven't mentioned yet. Suki Singh was in on that play. He's out there. Who else do I see? Angelo DeSanto is playing on the defensive side of things. Here's a second down, about 7 at the Salve 38-yard line. They're right in front of us, going left to right are the Bison. And it will be a play fake. And Keeney's being rushed out of the pocket and throws it and gets it to Izaze. And he'll pick up a nice gain close to a first down.
I'm not sure he's a left-handed thrower.
I don't think so, but I think he did what he had to do to make that pass happen.
Goodness gracious.
That's a nice adaptation there by the quarterback, Owen Keeney, just as he was about to be sacked. And it'll be a gain to the 33 of Salve. And that'll be a 3rd down and 2 right here for Nichols. And Keeney with the handoff. And this is going to be Santiago again. He's slowed down in the backfield, brought down in the backfield. That time the penetration and the job was done by Salve's Zach Letellier out of Groton, Long Point, Connecticut. He had that play sniffed out very nicely. So they put the ball back on the 36-yard line, which will bring up a 4th down and a little more than 5. Clock is running now with 1:45 to go. Salve up by the big margin, 47-14. All right, Keeney gets the snap, looks to throw downfield, and it will be overthrown. Ty O'Loughlin on the coverage. Intended receiver was Edward Evers.
And that will turn the ball over, and Salve will take a couple of knees, and we'll get the heck out of here.
Yeah, the sun is behind the clouds. It's definitely cooled off. The wind has stayed strong, especially here in the second half. But Salve will go out with 1:31 to go. And I'm assuming the Bisons won't be calling any timeouts. And as Jim pointed out, a couple of knees should run out the final 1:31. So a much-needed win, a very important win here for Salve as they control things from the outset. Scored 2 quick touchdowns and never looked back. Out to take the final snaps in the shotgun, no less. And it's going to be a handoff. And that's going to be taken by Spencer Anapol from Don Patania. Dom Patania is the quarterback. A freshman getting a chance to take a snap or two. So I guess Kevin Gilmartin would like him to do more than just take a knee. So he'll work from the shotgun, use up as much time as he can. Coming down to 1 minute to go now on 2nd down and 5. Takes the snap, hands it off. Run this time by Ben Camacho. And Camacho tries to go wide right and gets stopped. Clock will continue to run. Salve would, I think, have to run one more play, and that would take care of it. Play clock is at 30 seconds. The game clock is at 38 and counting. And Dom Patania will get to take one more snap from the shotgun position. Both teams trying to get as many reserves in there as they can. And the snap. And the handoff. Rangram on the left side, but unable to keep his balance is the runner. That's Ben Camacho again. And with that, we have reached the end of this game. Salve Regina defeating Nichols College by a score of 47-14. Very impressive win right there for Salve. Now, let me just remind you that good things are always happening at Fieldstones on East Main Road in Portsmouth and at Aquidneck Grill on Aquidneck Avenue in Middletown. Fieldstones serving you lunch and dinner 7 days a week. And also, you've got our friends over at the, yes, Bob, Atlantic Grill on Aquidneck Avenue in Middletown serving breakfast, lunch, and dinner 7 days a week. I was distracted. Derek Sarfar-Darko wanted me to knuckle bump him. But you don't have to do any of that knuckle bumping or fist bumping. You can just go there and enjoy yourself, whether you're at Fieldstones on East Main Road in Portsmouth or Atlantic Grill on Aquidneck Avenue in Middletown. These are family-owned, family-operated, and it's always great, great food, lots of value, and lots of good company, too. Fieldstones and Atlantic Grill. All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back, recap this one, and give you updates from the other scores we've been trying to keep you updated on. So stay with us. Post-game is coming up on WADK.
Corrigan Finette.
Commonwealth Coast Conference battle between Western New England and Endicott. Western New England at one point was leading 24-6. Endicott went ahead early in the fourth quarter, 34-31. Western New England has just retaken the lead, 37-34, with 11 minutes to go. So that one is wide open. Now, here's the story. If Western New England loses that game, Endicott would likely end up with the conference title unless they were to lose to Salve next Saturday.
Oh, yeah.
If Endicott were to lose this game, then Salve and Endicott would definitely be battling it out for second place next Saturday, and second place might get, whoever gains it, a postseason bid. So a lot on the line out there right now, and I'm not sure where they're playing, whether it's Western New England or Endicott. As for that game, I wrote it down somewhere. Oh, here it is. They're playing at Endicott. Interesting. Well, in this one, though, it was all Salve Regina, 47-14. As I said, they didn't waste any time, the Seahawks. They scored 2 touchdowns very quickly, and it was 14-7 there for a while, but by halftime, Was it 27-7 or 24-7?
At halftime, it was 27-7.
Yep, and it was just a game that was pretty much in hand right there.
And then it was bang, bang, bang. 3 touchdowns in their first 4 possessions, and Salve was kind of rolling.
All right, well, let's pick it up from halftime when it was 27-7. A couple of field goals in there by Andrew Verre helped them get that 20-point advantage. But as we saw in the second half, Salve did not waste any time in maintaining control.
Yeah, in the third quarter with 7:15 left to go, they put together a 4-play, 44-yard drive. Danny Hoffman with a 7-yard pass from Tyler McGovern. That made it 34-7. Next possession, 2:58 left to go in the third. 7 plays, 62 yards. Max Yates with a 1-yard run made it 41-7. Then in the fourth quarter, very first play of that quarter, they finished a 5-play, 49-yard drive. Connor Welch took it in from the 3. This time the kick was no good, and it was 47-7. And then it was pretty much garbage time after that as second stringers, third stringers, and in some cases, fourth stringers came in. And Nichols finally put another touchdown on the board with 6:59 left to go in the game. They went 9 plays, 59 yards. And Kiondae Wilson took a 20-yard touchdown pass from Chauncey Lowman. The kick was good, and that made it 47-14. That's your final score on Senior Day here at Salve.
Well, I'm sure as we go through the numbers now, both team-wise and individually, we'll see what kind of a dominant performance this was.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. The numbers were pretty accurate at the end of the third quarter, and then they just kept going deeper and deeper into their bench. So I'm going to call these numbers approximate, but they're going to tell the story. First of all, Joey Moriello for Salve, 12 carries, 147 yards, 12.3 yards a carry. Ronnie Martin, 17 carries, 81 yards, 4.8 yards a carry. He had a touchdown. Dylan Mirabile, 3 carries, 3 yards. Connor Welch, 7 carries, 53 yards, 7.6 yards a carry. He had a touchdown. Max Yates, 5 carries, 13 yards, 2.6 yards a carry. He had a touchdown. Tyler McGovern was 14 for 23 for 176 yards and 3 touchdown passes. Max Yates was 1 for 1 for 30 yards. The catches, Brendan Nunes, 2 catches, 4 yards, a touchdown. Danny Hoffman, 4 catches, 74 yards, 2 touchdowns. Ron Cruz, 3 catches, 31 yards. Joey Moriello had a catch for 20. Ryan Lawton had 2 for 27. Ronnie Martin had a catch for 9. Pat Travers had a catch for 11 yards. And Tom Benowitz had a catch for 30. Salve had 47 carries on the ground for 303 yards. They were 15 for 24 passing for 206 more. Salve with 509 total yards. And here comes the coach. Real quick, Nichols, Jacob Dufresne had 4 carries, 7 yards. Michael Pina, 9 carries, 34. Xavier Hackett, 4 carries, 7 yards. And then there was a bunch of other guys with not a ton of yards. Michael Pina was 9 for 23 for 113 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Chauncey Lowman, 1 for 1, 20 yards for the touchdown. Tyler Goodman was 3 for 6 for 19 yards. He was picked off once. Salve got 2 interceptions on the day. And there it is. For Nichols, 32 carries, 105 yards, a little over 3 yards a carry, 15 for 33 passing for 205. They had 310 total yards. Salve had 509. And final score, Salve beats Nichols 47-14. And we're being joined by a handsome young coach or something like that.
Wow, he's right on the money there, huh?
Absolutely. I always say that guy's very accurate on his statements.
Well, he knows his numbers, descriptive. He's all around guy. Kevin, before we even start talking about the game, I want to just talk a little bit about Pat McGroarty.
Okay.
We told the story at halftime about what he did, and as his coach, as somebody who knows him a whole lot better than we know, how do you describe what Pat did and how it affects you as a coach?
Right. Well, first off, Pat McGroarty did it on Wednesday. But back in July of this year, Drew Ballesteri also did it.
Did he really?
Yeah, so this was the second player that we had this year that has saved a life. I couldn't be prouder. Whenever, the one thing that I think is really great about football is that it's the one sport that it's very selfless players. In every other sport, you watch like in basketball, everybody sees the ball at the same time. In hockey, everybody sees the puck. In football, 70% of the people out on the field don't even know what's happening, in the game. They're doing their job and they're selfless, and that's what, whether victories come or go, it's because they just give up of themselves. And then when these guys found out they had an opportunity to save somebody's life who they don't even know, both of them didn't even beat an eye. And, as soon as they got the phone call, they called me and said, Coach, I just got a call from Be the Match, and I have that chance. And they were both so excited. They didn't care about how much time they were going to have to put in, what their body was going to go through. They knew they had an opportunity to save somebody's life. And that makes me so proud to have guys like that around the Salve football program. And that's the difference between having a football program and a football family. It's because you have people like that are just outstanding individuals. And, you could go through the man of Salve football family, and it's all people that I'm proud of.
And in Pat's case, he knowingly says, all right, I'm foregoing and sacrificing the rest of my football season to make this happen.
Right. Well, we played so that, hopefully we can win and continue to advance so that Pat gets to play again.
Yeah.
And but he did it, and he knew he was going to give up 2 weeks of his football season and had that, but at the same time, he knew it was the right thing to do because, it's a huge thing to be able to, to create a life or save a life are two things that are absolutely could be the best thing you can possibly do in your life. And not many of us can say we've saved a life. And he can say it, and Drew Ballesteri can also say it. And so proud of them.
Yeah, all right.
Indeed. We got to tell them a little bit about what's going on in that Endicott Western New England game.
Western New England game? They're going back and forth.
Yeah.
It was 24-6 Western New England in the first half.
Right.
It is now 37-34 Western New England.
And they've been trading the lead back and forth.
Endicott took the lead 34-31.
Right.
There was 11 minutes left at 37-34.
Right, shootout. Well, hopefully it's a shootout. Endicott ends up winning, and then they're also very tired from that shootout.
Yeah, now, coming into this game, your postseason hopes started with, we need to win this game. Okay?
Absolutely.
And you come out and you score 2 touchdowns like that. Good feeling, right?
Oh, yeah. We were locked in. We were focused. The defense was great, and the defense knew they had to stop the run. And I think you said that we held them to under 4 yards per carry, and that's exactly what you have to do.
And more importantly, they got a lot of
it
yards
in the
late.
last, right? Yeah. And at the same time, our offense went right through them in the first 2 series, and we're real proud of how we came out on that. The negative is after that second touchdown, kind of let up. We felt pretty good about ourselves, and we let up a little bit, and so we weren't focused on those. And then we had 2 3-and-outs in a row.
Yep.
And then we had to say, fellas, let's lock. This game ain't over. It's far from over. It's 14. It became 14-7. And it could have gone real bad. If the momentum kept going.
And they came back.
We got the focus back.
27-7 at the break, and you come out in the third quarter. And I think we've said it a ton of times, that early third quarter, the start of the second half can be the determination of how the game comes out. And you guys come out and score 2 more touchdowns right away to regain the domination.
3, actually. They scored
3 in a row. Okay.
Yeah, they had 3 in their first 4 possessions, and the only other one was you left it at the 1.
Right. Oh, God, right.
So
you had to bring that up, huh?
Yeah, well, that's why I'm here.
And how many quarterbacks do you have on this team, for crying out loud?
Yeah, we got a lot of guys. We got a lot of guys on the team, and a lot of them deserve to play. And when we have an opportunity like this to get everybody out on the field, we get them all through because they work hard, as a team, and they want to be out there. We say sometimes Tuesday, Wednesdays, we get to play football.
You ran number 3 out there, and we're going, does Brendan play quarterback too? But it was
different 3, yeah. Sam Pantola.
That faked us out. But I want to talk a bit. We talk a lot about the offense, and I love Joey Moriello. I have to because his parents sit right in front of me. But the defensive front 4 with Brandon and John Salute on the end. And the 2 guys in the middle there, Nick
Palucci and Rich Rabori. And Jack Gelfie rotating in. They are so successful in messing up the other guy's offense. Yeah. And I guess a lot of that is quickness. What's the whole deal there? I mean, if you watch the game too, I would say 80% of the plays, they are trying to hold Brandon O'Neill and John Salute. They are pulling them down, do everything they can, and the refs just aren't even calling it because it's just, that's the only thing they can do to try to stop those 2. Those 2 are very, very good football players, and they squeeze it all inside, and then Rich and Nick and Jack, pushing it up and making sure nothing breaks from the inside.
Yeah.
That's the difference. I mean, and you go back to the last loss. We were squeezing it in, and then they were banging it up inside, and that's stuff that we've cleaned up and we've gotten better at it, and that's why we've gotten a couple wins in a row.
So John walking around with an ice bag on his shoulder. Anything going?
Nah, that's just preventative. That's just treatment. Typical college football player. Bodies are sore during a game.
Yeah.
So that was just we shut him down. We knew he wasn't getting back out on the field, so started to give him treatment to take care of his body.
Okay.
Speaking of cleaning up, penalties kind of got cleaned up today too. I mean, it's a whole lot better. Last week you had like 9.
9 for almost 100 yards.
And here it was
maybe
pretty
2
much,
or 3 today.
Yeah,
Maybe
at the most.
Uh-huh.
Is that something you were working on, or was it just by accident that you weren't making penalties?
I can't talk poorly about the previous refs.
Oh, I see.
Oh, I gotcha.
I should have figured that out all by myself. All right. A bunch of seniors.
Mm-hmm, yes.
A good team. A team can't succeed unless you got good seniors. You got about a dozen of them.
Yeah, 13.
13?
Well, it was 13. Hayden Ferreira was 13,
Right,
but then he got hurt at the start of the season, so he's going to be able to come back for another year. So now we have a dozen. All right,
Okay.
We had the biggest dozen. Now it's just a dozen.
And
Yeah.
you got a good bunch.
What a great bunch of people. I mean, anytime they'll come in my office, and just, and as soon as they walk in, I smile, because they're good, quality people. They're going to go on, when this is all said and done, and become successful people. And, be something that I'm proud of. They're going to, have a great family, make $1 million. And then my goal is for them to donate it back to me.
Give it to you. Sure.
Right.
Sure.
And so we'll see if they do that or not.
That would be very.
Yeah, but
very,
no, I love those guys, and couldn't have been prouder of them.
Well, now where you stand is waiting to see this outcome. And Teddy, if you get any more in that game, just whisper it in my ear. But if you're going to end up, fighting for second place? Can you get first place?
First or second, depends on how it, obviously Endicott has to win, then we got to beat Endicott, and then what happens in the next game with Western New England next weekend also plays a factor in it.
I think they have Becker.
And they have Becker, right. So you never know. You
Yeah.
never know.
But you are in a playoff picture?
Right. If Endicott beats Western New England and then we beat Endicott, it's a 3-way tie for first place. And then it comes down to, goes down the charts of the criteria.
If you were, pardon me, in second place, postseason possibilities?
Then you get to a bowl game. So that's why these last couple of weeks we're surviving in advance. We knew if we lost one of them, we no longer had a chance for a postseason. But as long as we win out and we won the last couple, now it comes down to this game against Endicott. That'll give us a chance to play another game, no matter what, whether it's NCAA's or a bowl game. So we'd like to play one more.
That'd be a sweet finish, that's for sure.
Absolutely.
But you get to enjoy this for a little while anyway, before you have to start worrying about that Endicott team up at their place,
Yep.
which makes it even tougher.
It's a beautiful thing to take Newport into Massachusetts, and hopefully we'll have some fun with it.
Well, if we pick up any more updates from that Western New England thing, 37-34 early fourth quarter, Western New England. Sounds like it's a shootout.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
Absolutely.
Enjoy this one, Coach.
Thank you, fellas. Always great to talk to you guys.
I'm
All
glad.
right.
Appreciate you coming up.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right. The affable, the lovable. He's a wonderful person and an outstanding human being.
And if one of his seniors gets $1 million to him, perhaps he'll kick back a couple.
Yeah,
bucks.
maybe he'll throw,
what the
$20,
heck.
$30 our way.
Sure.
All right, we've got one more timeout to take. Then we'll come back and wrap it up for you. Stay with us on WADK.